All right, ladies and gents, we got a lot to get into tonight. We got the pop culture update as usual. We're going to be talking about Thunderbolts, the new Avengers, whatever they're calling it these days. We're going to talk about that one. And we're also going to talk about Andor. No spoilers on Andor at all. Yeah, I know a lot of people haven't finished it yet, but I had to talk about it after the drop from last week. So we're going to talk about that. And, of course, we've got the Sweeney Spot. All that and more tonight on State of the Atmosfere.
Yeah, there you go! Let's fucking go!
Let's fucking go.
All right, ladies and gents, it's time for State of the Atmosfere. I am your host, Joe's Atmosphere. It's great to see you tonight. And, of course, I've got my usual suspects along with me. And Knock has made his return. How you doing, man? Good to see you.
Good. How's it going, everybody?
I am doing fantastic. And I hope everybody out there is doing fantastic, too. John, what's going on with you, man?
Well, not a lot. Just enjoying married life.
Yeah. Newly christened? Yes.
Yep.
Absolutely. Yep. The tarnish doesn't start to go on until later on, but it's always pretty cool. If you got a good one, it's always pretty cool. Jed, how you doing, man? Good to see you. Come on, there's some good stuff out there this week. Come on.
Yeah, and I didn't complain. By the way, first told a spoiler. I haven't seen the Superman trailer. I waited to come on the show to see it. So
okay, well, we're gonna watch it. We're gonna check it out.
One.
What is it?
Watch the movie. Why are we watching more trailers?
No, this is the main one.
No, I watched it.
The main trailer to the main trailer to the movie. Great.
Exactly.
Awesome. Cool.
Well, look, the push for it. Now they said that they were going to have a huge push for this movie. We're talking, product tie-ins and all kinds of shit. And it all kicks off today.
Yeah.
They're starting the media blitz and all that shit. So,
dude, they're doing the products and everything. Like Milkbone has a deal with them for.
You got to be kidding me, Milkbone?
Yeah, because the crypto's in the movie. Yeah, they're gonna be selling like Milkbone.
Well, of course, I forgot crypto's in the movie.
Yeah,
right. What the hell? Let's check in with the chat and see who's here. Of course, the mascot of the show is here. But he was beat getting in here today. By Vince Womack, the hardest working wrench in the business. What's up, man? Good to see you. And of course, the guy who shall not be named unless we play his video first is here, of course.
There are some who call me Tim.
And he lets us know what his favorite numbers are: 69 and 420. Yeah, that's what's up with Tim.
He doesn't get a video unless he's here live.
77's better.
There you go.
He is alive. There he is.
Like
and he says, "I just tipped you." Oh man,
I still feel like that was a premature show immunization. I don't know.
You wanna see-
77 is a better number.
Yeah, I hear
My
you.
favorite is 42. So
Do you know why, Jed?
I'm not thinking right now. Please tell me.
He's
Because
not
you get
thinking.
8 more.
Oh.
Damn.
Oh yeah, I'm
Yeah,
not
man.
woken up yet, or I would have got that.
Oh, he coming off like I don't know if I have those videos in here. Do I have those in here? No, I don't. But you're coming off like my man Pootie Tang. That's what you're coming off like, bro.
Yeah.
But anyway, it's
No,
good to see you guys.
I won't actually be here next week
Gonna get
because
you.
I will be going to Jiffy Lube Live to see Breaking Benjamin concert.
Breaking Benjamin.
Dude, that's awesome.
Do I know any of their music, Knock? I've heard of the band. Now, I'm not completely musically literate, but I just don't know if I know their music.
I don't know. You'd have to play some of their greatest hits to.
They did the Halo 2 song that I love, Joe, that I show you all the time.
Oh, okay. All
Yeah.
right. All right. Well, I'll have to check out their music library.
Yeah.
Breaking Benjamin.
Yeah,
I've heard of the band before.
yeah.
They sound like, I guess, there was a band that Danny Elfman was part of back in the day called the Oingo Boingo.
Oingo Boingo, yep.
That's what that name makes me think of. It's one of those oddball names for a band,
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah,
Let
they
me check and see what-
made the theme for Halo 2, so
I think one of the bigger ones would be like "I Will Not Bow" or "Diary of Jane."
yeah.
Diary of Jane. I've heard. Okay, yeah, gotcha. Let's see. What do we got here?
Only
My
the
man Tim.
strongest will survive.
He didn't put any quotes with it or anything. He just tipped me $1. Thank you very much, Tim. We got to give you an extra video, man. Let's see what video do I want to give him. Well, we can always. No, we don't do that. That one gets called for too much. Yeah, here we go. Because he was the last guy to tip me too. So we'll go ahead and play this one. If you guys have never seen that commercial, it's from my favorite beer commercial back in the day. It's a guy learning how to pour a beer without foaming it up and make it overflow the glass.
I miss the old beer commercials. They were
It's
awesome.
hilarious.
Yeah.
But anyway, let's get started, man. We got to do the pop culture update to start with, like we usually do. It's good to have all you guys here. Thanks for showing up and share the stream and all that good stuff. Throw it a like, all that good stuff. And we'll get started. Hopefully we'll get some more folks in here. But we always start with the pop culture.
Let's fucking go.
Let's fucking go.
And as usual, we start with the box office numbers from last weekend. There weren't too many new movies. I mean, Clown in a Cornfield started off, and it ended up at number 5 to start with. But
Yeah.
that one, that one's going to take word of mouth to really make some
Yep.
money.
Well, actually, Clown in a Cornfield has got some word of mouth. That's the reason why it's made that much.
Yeah,
So-
and I think it was John pointed that one out when we were looking at the May movies.
What was that movie that came out, John, that it got really big word of mouth and he made a sequel?
Terrifier.
Yeah, that one right there.
Mhm.
A lot of people
Yep.
said it's like that.
Yeah.
So
The Accountant 2, still a little subpar. I mean, I didn't think this one was going to make much because I don't know. The Accountant's one of those movies that did it need a sequel. I that seemed like a one-off movie to me. You know what I mean? But I don't know. Were you guys interested in seeing this thing?
I mean, it wasn't
Not in
the
theaters.
normal
Yeah.
bullshit that we have out, so I'm okay with it.
Yeah,
know,
me
it-
too. It's just here's the thing. I'm with Knock on this one. I can wait, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm, so.
Yeah.
The next
I
one I'm
can
going to
wait
go
on
see
that
in
one.
theaters is going to be Karate Kid.
Right. Something of that level.
That is getting good word of mouth, by the way.
The trailer looks good.
Yeah.
I like that young kid. He looks pretty cool, and
Mhm.
I'm a Ralph Macchio fan. I love the Cobra Kai series, so that just kind of extended it for
Mhm.
me. And then Jackie Chan. What can you
Mhm.
want?
And so Paulie had somebody on the show. Was it this morning or the other day? Yesterday.
Ming Na Wen's in it too.
Yeah. So he put somebody that actually saw it, and actually they gave it a good review. So, and I've
Mhm.
heard that that's the fourth person that I've
Yeah.
talked to that's seen it because it's overseas or
Well,
something.
Vince,
now.
no, I'm not saying it's not doing the numbers. I'm saying it hasn't been doing the numbers at all. I mean, it's been out for what 3 weeks now, and it's made 51 million. And
Yeah, so
you
it's
know,
it,
so it's
there's
not
some
really doing much of
substance.
nothing. And
Yeah.
you know, I figured it might make more, but you know, I'm a huge fan of the first one. I think the first one's a great movie.
Oh,
Man.
it is.
You talk about surprise endings. Some of the stuff at the end of that movie is really great. Some of the reveals, you know. But
I think the good thing for Amazon is because it was made by Amazon.
Mhm.
This is just kind of, putting it out to make money.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then
not
they're going
expecting it
to
to be big because then it's just going to be on their,
right. People will
one of their
watch it. You'll get
videos.
watch hours, no doubt. Yeah, because there were a lot of fans of the first movie. Next one, a Minecraft movie is finally dipped between below double digits. Your lady says Minecraft movie sucks. Wow. Okay.
It was
cool.
okay. I mean,
Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't. Yeah,
It's
not the greatest
look,
movie of all time, but it's fine.
it's a Minecraft movie.
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
I mean,
it's
we're not
silly.
talking about highbrow stuff here. You
yeah,
know?
and that's the thing. And we all knew who it was aimed at. It was aimed at the kids.
Yeah.
It wasn't made for us. Like,
Look at Sinners, man. Word of mouth is kicking this thing in the ass, dude.
oh, I even heard rumors just last night from somebody that they want to green light a sequel now.
Greenlight a sequel. It's a trilogy, bro.
I
This-
know that's what
Yeah.
I didn't know it was a trilogy, but
Oh, yeah.
that's what I heard. So
That's what this guy was
Yeah.
wanting to do with it. He wants to make it a trilogy. It looks like he's going to have no problem doing
yeah,
it.
dude,
It's,
but it's got to have the same feel, and it can't go off too much, pivot off too much. It has the same feel, or it's not going to do good.
well, look here. That you don't see this too often. They put it in 155 more
Yeah.
theaters.
Yeah,
You know, so
yeah,
and
Finn
it's
said.
making 22 million in its fourth week. You know, this is a month in, and it's still in double digits, man.
Yeah, it's yeah.
I'm shocked that the re-release of Snow White didn't send it to the top.
Right.
It made less money the second time it came out.
Well,
than it did
they
the
only put it
first.
in 1,000 theaters, but still, only
Yeah.
Wait. Here's my thing. Why didn't they keep Revenge of the Sith in there and not put Snow White? They would have made so. Did you see? They made bank on Revenge of the Sith.
Did they?
Yeah,
It was only out for a week, though, right?
yeah,
Yeah,
and they
the
made
anniversary.
they
was
made
an
more
anniversary.
money than Snow White made.
Yeah. Well, Thunderbolts saw a 56% drop. Kind of knew this was coming. 32 million for it in the second week, which is not bad, but
Yeah.
by Marvel standards, this is not what they want. You know, but we're gonna have a review later on by John and Knock. They're gonna talk about this flick. I haven't seen it. This is one that I just couldn't get. It just didn't draw me in. I'm more interested in Superman and Fantastic Four than I am this one.
I'm
So,
not. Only Superman for me because I know
Yeah.
it's going to be the Clorox 4. So yeah, they're going to wipe out Johnny.
Mhm.
Sue's going to be the Mary Sue, and Reed's going to be retarded, even though he's supposed to be the smartest
We'll
man.
see what happens. We'll see what happens, man.
Yeah.
I'm going to hold out hope. But the fact that they got a female Silver Surfer kind of sucks. But then
Well,
again,
yeah.
from what I understand, now let me say this,
Yeah.
kid. Okay,
Okay.
don't shout me down.
Okay.
It's very obvious that they're going to fold this through the multiverse into the rest of the Marvel
Oh yeah,
universe because it's definitely taking place in an alternate history from
yeah.
the regular Marvel universe. Okay, so I hold out hope that they're gonna shoot their wad on stupid shit on this, and then it'll be better when it gets into the MCU. I don't know. We'll see.
They already shot their wad in that retarded shit. And
But I did want to
knockoff
take a
hood,
look
I-
at the worldwide, and Minecraft is less than 100 million away from $1 billion.
Yup.
Do we think it's going to make it, guys? What do you think?
How many weeks did it take them to almost make $1 billion?
Okay, this is after. Hang on, I've got it over here. This is after 6 weeks. This is a month and a half.
Okay, so I honestly I thought
Hmm.
it would hit it sooner. I'm shocked.
I don't know.
No. It's got to make 90 million more, and it for the first time got underneath.
It's definitely a success for them. That's
Yeah,
for
yeah.
sure.
It is. I'm just wondering if it's going to hit $1 billion because we thought it might.
Because it's definitely going to have a sequel.
Oh yeah, they're going to make another one of those, no doubt. And they're going to have the chicken police at the fucking theaters for sure too.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah. So, going back to the numbers real quick, we see that Thunderbolts dropped off. Sinners, that is crazy in its fourth week. That kind of movie making 21 million. That is something else, man. So yeah, Clown, Shadow Force, and Fight or Flight didn't do shit. Fight or Flight is an action movie that looks like.
Dude, I was hoping that would do good.
Yeah,
like because a bunch of people told me, "Hey, dude, it's a turn your mind off movie like we want. Like it's like a fun movie." That's all it's kind of like how Nobody and all the other movies that we like.
Right.
It's just a fun movie.
Yeah, it's a
But
check your brain at the door movie.
Yeah,
You
we
can
need
tell
more,
by the
like
trailer.
I said,
Yeah,
like I said this morning or last night on X. I said we need more of these. We need more fun movies, man.
yeah, for sure.
The Sinners, by the way, only budget wise was 90 million.
Yeah.
So,
Mhm.
yeah, that's
Yep.
good. Warner Brothers is winning right now.
Yes, they need to keep winning, no doubt.
That with Minecraft.
Right. Read by Nature says Sinners is a good movie. I've heard. I didn't even know it was about vampires. The trailer, you couldn't tell what it was.
All I know is Haley Steinfeld spits in Michael B. Jordan's mouth. That's all I know. I've seen nonstop videos about that, and people saying Josh Allen should be jealous. I don't know. That's all I keep.
It's
man, that's crazy. But looking forward to this next week. Apparently, they're looking for Final Destination Bloodlines to do really well in its opening weekend. Apparently, they're expecting the biggest box office of the franchise so far. I don't know, 35 to 40 million for a Final Destination movie on opening weekend. I don't know.
Yeah, if I remember.
But then again, hang on one second. Hang on. Let me finish my thought. It is the lull before the big weekend, and I'm going to point that out here in a second. But yeah, I mean, do you think something like this can make that much money?
Yes, because what I was about to say was, if I remember right, this is the anniversary when the first movie came out.
I think it's 25 years.
Yeah, it's been 25 years. They did this on purpose.
Look, I was never a big fan of the movies, but all I know is that I still to this day will never go behind a truck that's carrying lunch.
Oh,
a lot of people I've heard.
I will always switch lanes. I just won't do it. I can't.
If you haven't seen Knocked, what that first opening thing is, you're never gonna go on a glass floor ever again.
I tell you, man, I'm not a huge fan of Final Destination, but when it's on, I will put down the remote and watch what craziness ensues, because they do have some crazy ass deaths in those movies.
That's kind of why I watch it. It's glory, I don't know, guilty glory porn. I don't know what you want to call it.
Yeah, gore porn.
Yeah, it's murder porn. Well,
yeah, it does.
It's not murder porn. It's what, disaster porn? Maybe that's what you call it, huh, John? Because it's almost like disaster deaths, isn't it? You done friggin' nuked yourself, dude.
Basically, they turned Faces of Death into a movie franchise.
Right, Faces of Death. That's what I was thinking of. Yeah.
That's basically what it was, and I said it when it first came out.
Yeah,
it's like.
Yep. Let's see. I could never get into those movies, but I know it has Tony Todd in one of his last roles. Yes, absolutely. And God, if you saw him in the trailer, he looked sick.
A lot of things.
Penguin Master is here. Go ahead, John.
I had said that it's murder porn.
Murder porn. See, I call murder porn the shit that my wife watches, or like Snapped, where all they do is talk about wives killing their husbands and shit like that.
Accident porn.
That's it. Not disaster. Accident porn. There it is. That's perfect. Yes, accident porn. That's what Final Destination is.
And
I'm
you're
reading
wrong about
myself for the new
something.
Conjuring movie. They're making another Conjuring movie? Wow. Okay.
No, you're wrong about something.
What's that?
It is the new Avengers with a Z.
With a Z? With a Z. New Avengers.
No copyright.
Oh,
No,
okay.
no copyright.
No copyright.
You have to see.
I haven't seen the movie. That's obviously a Red Guardian joke right there, right? Is it murder or death? Does it right? Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Okay. What I wanted to show you was this. Maybe they're looking at this and thinking it can make a bunch of money because it's not up against anything except for this animated Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie. That's about all I see that could even challenge it. But it's the lull before the storm because, guys, the 23rd, I know I'm going to see 2 movies that weekend. My buddy Dallas has a membership to Angel Studios thing on the internet, and he's getting free tickets to Last Rodeo. So he's going to get 2 tickets to that, and I'm getting 2 tickets to Mission Impossible, and we're making it a movie weekend for us. But you got Lilo and Stitch coming out that weekend too.
Yeah.
Maybe they're thinking everybody's going to go see that one in the lull before the
well, you got Mission Impossible, Lilo and Stitch, then you have Superman.
But I'm talking about this weekend. I'm just talking about this month right here. Maybe that's what they're thinking because
there's a lot of big movies coming out.
Yeah, but the 23rd is when the big ones start to hit. Of course, Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning reviews embargo is over. This one from Hollywood Reporter says Tom Cruise delivers, but the convoluted eighth entry takes its sweet time getting there. Guys, this is almost 3 hours long, this movie.
Yeah, well, yeah.
And from what I hear, it's got callbacks to all of the movies in it.
Yeah.
And they showed that in the trailer too. But some of these reviews are saying exactly this. Some of the other reviews I've heard say it's the best one of the franchise. Of course, you can't, when they say that, I'm looking at them going, wait a minute, there's some pretty good movies in there. I don't know.
Yeah, I still love the first. And then
the first one's great, but
you skip over the second one and go to the next one, So
well, as far as I'm concerned, you can skip over 2 and 3.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah, I didn't like 2, but I like 3 a lot.
But from Ghost Protocol on, they're pretty damn awesome. But one thing they all agree on: Tom Cruise death-defying stunts land a 5-minute can standing ovation.
Yeah,
Mission Impossible: Final Reckoning premiere. From what I understand, the final scene in this is worth the price of admission and worth sitting through everything else. They said it's off the chain. The end of this movie is. So, I've been looking forward to this one probably more than anything else that's coming out this year. The only one that comes close for me is Superman, and that's
is this why they added the stuntman column so that Tom Cruise can win?
So Tom Cruise can win an Oscar finally. That's it. That's it. Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah,
so
that's what
I
I'm
have
talking
a friend who his dad actually worked on this, and he got to go to Cannes, and he goes, his dad said he's never seen anything like this at the end of the movie.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of them are saying it's great. Yeah. And you know what? It's funny you bring up the Oscar, man, because he's only been nominated once.
Yeah.
For Born on the 4th of July. Which is a total downer of a movie.
Should have got it for Top Gun and a bunch of other movies.
No, that's not Oscar-worthy movies. I don't think. No.
Back in the day,
if he was going to win an Oscar, he should have won one for fucking. What's the name of that fucking army movie that they made with him and Robert Downey Jr.? Tropical Thunder.
Yeah.
Tropic Thunder. Well,
that
was won one for that for supporting actor.
Too politically incorrect. They would have.
I don't give a shit. It was awesome.
I know it should have won.
I did not even know that was him. Until I saw it in the credits, I was like, "What in the fuck?"
Yeah, and it should have, but they don't like good movies.
Hey Joe, when you get a second, if you can read the private chat, I had a question for you, but I don't want to say it out loud.
Sure, absolutely.
If you get a chance. You don't have to do it right now, but
yeah, find me an article on that.
Okay.
Yeah, find me one on that because I did want to add that in here, and I'm glad you. Yeah, because that's why I show you guys before I start the show what I got in there. Yeah, find me an article on it, man, for sure. But look, this is the one that I really think I've been looking forward to this. Well, I know I'm looking forward to it more than any of you guys. I'm a big fan of this franchise, but I think I'm looking forward to it more than Superman, dude. I'm really looking forward to this movie.
Gotcha, Joe.
Color of Money. No, not Color of Money. What's the one with Cuba Gooding Jr.?
Jerry Maguire.
Football. Yeah, Jerry
Maguire. Yeah.
Didn't he get nominated for that one too?
He might have.
Dude, I think a lot that Cuba. I
Show
think
me
Cuba,
the money.
I
think
know
Cuba
he's
was
never
the only
won
one
one.
that
Though.
won
He's
out
never
of
won
there.
one.
Yeah.
I haven't seen the previous Mission Impossible. Saw the one with Cavill as the bad guy. They're decent movies, but most aren't as good as the first. Yeah, I mean, the one with Cavill was great, dude. It's probably the best one since the first one. But I just got done revisiting the first one with the clients at work last weekend. I've got a couple of girls at work that are big Tom Cruise fans, so we watched that one, and I forgot how good it was to me. A lot of people said it was too slow and stuff, but
it was right.
I really enjoyed it. I love Dead Reckoning, but
you mentioned it earlier with the Madden. That one has the makings to be one of my favorite sports games ever. With it,
yeah,
I can't wait to see. I'm actually pretty hyped about that one.
Oh yeah, we're going to talk about that here in a little bit. I got an article on that one. Yeah, okay. For sure.
I can't wait to see that one either. And this is me saying that. I'm like, I want to see that, bro.
Let's see. I thought Risky Business or Color of Money got one, or at least a nomination. Let's take a look. Why even worry about it? We've got time. We can look it up. Hang on. Let me hit some IMDb real quick. They'll tell us.
G.I. Jane is a really good movie. I don't know why Demi Moore was brought up, but yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. Vince brought up Demi Moore. I don't know why, but
really, okay. Demi Moore in uniform. Let's see, and maybe the You Can't Handle the Truth movie. Oh, okay. Yeah. Demi Moore is a supporting actress in that movie.
Good Man or A Few Good Men or whatever.
No.
Jack Nicholson.
It's Few Good Men. Is it A Few Good Men?
It's A Few Good Men.
Yeah.
Good Men. Okay. But yeah, Demi Moore was his assistant in it on the trial. Yeah. That's why he brought up Demi Moore and a pre-G.I. Jane. Yeah, it was pre-G.I. Jane. Let's see. We were looking for Tom Cruise. Let's see if he's been nominated for stuff. I know for sure that he got nominated for Born on the 4th of July. Hang on.
Nominated for 4 Academy Awards, but never won one.
4 times. Really? I didn't think he'd been nominated that many times.
Born on the 4th of July, Jerry Maguire.
Best Picture. Okay, he's a producer on that one, so. He's a producer on that one. Magnolia, yes. How can I forget that shit?
Oof, that movie was.
Oh, dude. Yeah. He was great in that movie.
It was really great, but that was a bit depressing.
It was a crazy fucking movie, man. It really was. Jerry Maguire, he was nominated for, and Born on the 4th of July. Okay, yeah.
And he should have won for Top Gun Maverick.
Yeah.
Well,
hey, the political side of the house in Hollywood was a little different back then.
Yeah, they didn't want people that actually spoke out their mind and stuff.
Right. Yeah. But anyway, as far as movies coming out the rest of the year, Mission Impossible is the one I'm looking forward to the most. John, what's the one you're looking forward to the most the rest of the year?
I'm not really. There's nothing I'm really hype about. I mean,
yeah.
It was Thunderbolts for me. I mean, and I got to see it.
Yeah, we'll talk about that here.
You guys are crazy. The correct answer is Superman, but
yes, I agree with Knock.
I'll discuss that when we talk about Superman.
Yeah, we'll watch the trailer here in a second.
I hope the trailer is not bad. Please don't be bad.
We're gonna find out. But anyway, let's go ahead and get through this other stuff before we get there. Let's see. let's see what they're saying here.
Slow
The titles are sometimes differently. Couldn't think of what the title was. Yeah, I hear you. Think about who gets to vote at the Oscars. Yeah, no doubt about that. It's for sure. It was good seeing Spielberg congratulate Top Gun Maverick. Yes, he did. Spielberg actually said, and it was a quote, Tom Cruise saved Hollywood with that movie.
He did.
Yeah. Here we go. HBO Max lives.
Here.
We changed its name back after 2 years.
Here's the funny thing. Nobody ever called it Max. They called it HBO Max.
I've been calling it HBO Max.
And everybody, that's the reason why they did it, because they're like, dude, what HBO is what made shit, and you're get rid of the main. Nobody like
it reminds me of IHOB.
Yeah,
right.
And everybody called Max on their Skinamax still. Like,
yeah,
you can't trump HBO and then put
HBO was the OG movie cable service. It was the reason why we got cable to begin with. My father had a box, and we had the regular channels, and then we had a box that just switched to HBO. It was just a flip of the switch, and that was it.
Did you have one of the boxes where it had the numbers on the? Because I remember in like 1979 and 1980 something, it was this brown box, and you had to go in there and switch it on, and then they had this really crazy like basic remote. Okay, and then
no, this thing didn't have a remote. The first version we got in 1977. Okay. And I remember the first movie that was shown on it was Sorcerer with God, he played Brody in Jaws. Roy Scheider.
Yeah.
Okay. It was a story about guys carrying nitroglycerin across Africa. Yeah. And anyway, that was the first movie I ever watched on there. And all it was it was like a push switch. You know how you have those push switches where you push your thumb with your thumb and it switched it over? Yeah, that's all it was.
See, we didn't get cable in our.
I posted another link there, Joe, because we were talking about cable television. I think the one I just posted is relevant because it was just announced.
Yeah, we didn't. Go ahead, John.
I might have had a little thing that had a little dial on it that you put between the box and the TV.
Really? Yeah.
We didn't get cable until 1980, so.
Let's see what Knox got here for us here.
And you know what the first movie I saw on cable was? And it was on pay-per-view. And or it was on HBO. Star Wars. That was the first movie I saw on cable.
Well, let's see what this is. ESPN apparently.
Yep.
And they are going to do a direct to customer streaming service set for fall launch.
Congratulations.
You just $30 a pop.
$30 a month. Yeah. Just for that.
They just played themselves
$199 for the year.
Well, here's the thing. The NBA is going over to I think HBO Max or some shit.
So ESPN Plus.
It's one of the streaming. Yeah, ESPN doesn't have it. Like.
Yeah, the NBA. A lot. Yeah, I've seen that too. Every time we're watching the West Wing right now, so I'm going on HBO Max a lot because that's where we're watching it at. And yeah, I've seen they're showing the NBA playoffs on Max right now.
Do you know what ESPN said would save their channel? They said the WNBA would save them.
Shit, whatever.
I was like, are you fucking high?
According to this quote, it says, we are providing everything ESPN has to offer directly to fans and all in one place.
It's not all in one place because they lost rights to a bunch of stuff now.
Yeah.
It's how is everything all in one place?
So what, okay. So are you telling me I'm already not watching Monday Night Football because it's on ESPN? But now I'm going to have to pay $30 to watch Monday Night Football?
No, you
Is
don't,
that what I'm hearing?
because there's a thing on the internet called the
Jed,
high seas.
Jed, I'm not talking about the high seas. Okay. No, I understand. I can watch anything I want on the internet. I understand that. Yeah. I would never do it on this computer. I'll tell you that right now, because this is my streaming computer. I don't mess with this thing. But look, whatever. You know,
Yeah,
I'll keep watching my free football.
All football
games.
fans have ever wanted was just to be able to watch their own team whenever they want, and they'd be able to pretty much be willing to pay whatever for it. But just
and
that
they already are.
Service.
That's the ticket, right? But if they're gonna, I mean, we've already talked about this with the ticket, though. Some of it doesn't end up on the ticket, right? If it's on a streaming service like Prime, it doesn't go on.
Prime, Netflix.
If you want to watch every
Peacock.
game, if you want to watch every game of the NFL this year, this upcoming season, it's going to cost you $1,100.
Yup.
Wow.
And because it's split onto Peacock, and what's Paramount and Netflix. Like it's split between all the streaming services except for ESPN. They're only doing college and like WNBA and like some other shit.
I could give a shit what ESPN does.
I'm like,
I really could. I don't care. Hey, Comic Relief Crusader, it's good to see you. What's going on? Vince says, if I were still going to the theater, I would be waiting for From the World of John Wick, Ballerina, and Tron Ares.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's decent. Yeah.
And from what I understand, I think, you guys correct me if I'm wrong, Ballerina is supposed to be a prequel, and there's a fight scene with John Wick in it, I think.
Yeah, he's going to be in
the trailer from what I saw.
He's going to be in it, but not.
It's out in a week, isn't it?
He's trying to slowly pivot because he got too hurt on those movies.
Well, you know what? They announced last week that they're going to do a John Wick 5, though.
Yeah, and he also said he's not going to be this probably will be his last John Wick.
Well,
so,
we'll see. That the last one was supposed to be. So, you know, but anyway, moving on. I could give a shit
if he gets a new puppy or not.
Yeah,
I could give a shit what ESPN does. Screw them. Yeah, he gets a new puppy. Oh God, man, I just heard that. Oh, yeah.
He walks off in a sunset with his dog.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. The trailer looked awesome. Yeah, look, I like the chick that's playing the ballerina. Don't get me wrong. Yeah, but it's just, I'm not that I enjoy John Wick movies, but they're all the same movie. I'm not as hyped as a lot of people are on that universe. But I still haven't seen the fourth one. Still haven't seen it.
Oh,
I haven't either.
Yeah,
I haven't watched the TV.
They're all the
either.
same. They're all the same. I mean,
well, actually, the fourth one kind of drags a little, but I still liked it. So,
well, we're gonna see on June 6th. Yes, it's coming out very soon. Okay, next up from the world of video games, World Video Game Hall of Fame. I didn't even know there was such a thing.
Oh, there
did not know this. Inducts Defender.
Yes, I love that.
Tamagotchi, GoldenEye 007 from the Nintendo 64 days, and Quake. Now,
and I played
two of these. I have not played Tamagotchi before. I don't know what that is.
It's a little handheld thing.
Is it?
Yeah. I had one when they first came out.
It's a little thing. It's a little egg-shaped little game, but you take care of a pet. Basically.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, okay.
You keep it on your belt loop.
Okay.
Yeah, you have a little. You have a guy.
It was big with girls.
Yeah. I remember that shit.
There's a lot of guys.
Everyone had it in elementary school.
Now I played the shit out of Defender. Played the shit out of that.
All of them there.
Yeah. So. GoldenEye, you guys know I'm a James Bond nut. I got that and played the shit out of that.
No playing Odd Job.
I was gonna ask if they banned Odd Job at the same time.
You can't do Odd Job. That's cheating. You can't do Odd Job.
He can't throw his hat at you. Come on, man.
He was too short. It was hard to shoot him because he was short.
Yeah, smaller hitbox. That's why everybody banned him when they played against each other.
But you guys know I hate first-person shooters. Can you believe I dug this game? I really did.
It was the music.
The whole thing. It was like playing in a movie. It was cool. But boy, you look at those graphics now. My God, they were horrible. The shit we played back then had the worst graphics.
I love the triangular look.
Triangle heads and shit.
Dude, did you see how hot that chick was in the game now?
Oh, yeah. Right. The game's Hall of Fame must be new if they didn't have GoldenEye already. Yeah, I guess.
I don't know what
the last one,
criteria
Quake.
is for
What
this.
kind of game is that? I've heard of it before.
Dude,
it's a
not
shooter.
like a Doom. It's like a Doom.
It's the IP they made after Doom.
Okay.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
and I loved it. I played the shit out of
I,
it.
I didn't watch it a lot, but I think it was. Yeah, I don't think it was quite as fast paced.
Yeah.
As Doom.
Comic Relief Crusader.
Oh,
I would imagine that good news is you got a job. That's what I would say. He says the Canadian bitch after over a year has a job. Good job.
Congratulations, brother.
Way to go. Yes.
Awesome.
Yes, that is awesome. Glad to hear it, buddy.
Yeah.
Read by Nature says I played the Daniel Craig remake of GoldenEye, but I didn't enjoy it. Never had a Nintendo 64 to play the original. You can probably play it on an emulator now, man. Yeah. I would imagine you could.
It's gotta be easy.
You can play it on your phone without a problem.
Yeah. But I wanted to show you. This is, I guess that's where it's at. I guess that's the entrance to it. The World Video Game Hall of Fame. I don't know where this is. Let's see. Let's see. This photo is from September 17th,
New York,
2024. It's in New York. Okay.
Yeah.
Rochester. Okay. Rochester. Okay. Gotcha. I didn't even know the Video Game Hall of Fame was a thing.
Oh, it was?
I didn't even know.
Actually, I think last year I told you something about it, and he had it on the show.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
If I remember right.
All right. Well, look, also in video game news, Jed's going to have to tell you about this one because I really don't know much about this one right here. This new Nintendo account update will make your Switch useless if you break the terms and conditions. Oh, shit.
Yeah. There's one thing right here. If you read the whole article, they're trying to prevent piracy, which they're just going to make more piracy happen.
Yeah, of course they are.
You're just gonna make it worse, guys. And so there was one. I'm trying to find the section. Okay, so there was a section here. I'm gonna put it in chat right here.
Okay.
This was the section I was talking about. Go to this section. Oh, it won't let me. It's too big. But here, Joe. Can you go down the page? Can you show it?
Yeah, sure, absolutely.
Where is it? There is a section that that caught my eye. Okay, so right there. Go up. Let me see. It is right underneath the Nintendo can break your Switch if you try to modify the console. Right there.
Do we have to read it? You kind of just said it.
Well, it says the agreement.
Do we need proof? I don't believe you. Where does it say on the article?
Well, I'm going to say it says the agreement.
You really need to know.
Okay, I'm trying to read. The agreement continues forbidding users from doing anything that would make Nintendo products operate other than in accordance with its document intended use. This would also seemingly affect those who modify their console and games, even if they have purchased their games in console legally. Yeah. They've gone full mask off. They don't give a crap. It's just and here's the thing. They used AI in that new a lot of people there were so many people called Nintendo's just taking L after L lately.
Well, look, I watched the introduction of the 2, and I looked up a lot of stuff on it, and the fact that you had a switch on there for chat, and it wasn't going to cost you anything first year, and then they were going to start charging you for it after the first year. That didn't make any sense to me at all. I was like,
I think somebody in Nintendo wants to be either Sony or Microsoft, like either PlayStation or Xbox, because they're doing a lot of slimy kind of. Nintendo has always kind of been kind of anti-consumer, but not to this point, not to this drastic period. And I'm going to say it. The more you guys try to lock down things, the more people are going to pirate shit.
Yeah.
That's why all that shit started in the 90s and 80s and shit. Because
it'll be rooted 24 hours after release.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure.
And John's right. If you piss off your gaming community, they're going to clap back at you and go, "Oh, yeah? You want to make a bet?"
Yeah, right.
Because I've been a video gamer for life. And so
So Joe, I real quick, I'm gonna save the list, but in 2 weeks I'd like to do, if we can, a segment of the Video Game Hall of Fame games.
Oh, that sounds great.
There's actually a list of
yes,
it.
I would dig that because we already did the top 100 video games.
Yeah, we did.
According to
there's about
IGN, which was
40 of them.
bullshit. Yeah.
Yeah, this one has a little bit over 40 games in it so far, including the 4 we just saw announced, but there's a little over 40 of them. So I think that'd be a cool little segment.
We'll look forward to that. Yeah, for sure. I will brick out some time for that, man. Read by Nature says, I did see someone made a game accurate cosplay of a Nintendo 64 Pierce Brosnan. Pretty funny to see. Man. Yeah, that must have been great. He probably had a block head and everything, you know. Let's see. They're talking about his job. Low Spec says they punish you for not being a pirate these days.
Yes.
With anti-consumer practices. Yeah, look, Nintendo's always been prouder of their stuff than any other video game company. Yeah. They've always been. They don't ever drop the prices of their games. They rarely ever have sales.
And do you John and not? Do you guys remember how they said, "Oh, everything going digital, it's going to be cheaper"? No, bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
It's more expensive than it was when we had physical shit.
All right, next up.
Here you go, Joe.
Okay, what you got? Hang on, adding in 3, 2, 1. Oh my God, there he is! Yes! That's how great that. Look at him from the side. The profile. Click on the profile picture. The one just down there to the left. Yes.
That's awesome.
He did the arms and everything. And
kudos to that guy right there.
Good.
Damn, that's awesome. Good. That is badass, man.
That's awesome.
Oh man, look, GoldenEye was the shit back in the day.
Oh yeah,
it really was. Everybody played that motherfucker.
And if you started throwing out a bunch of mines, people are like, "I'm gonna ban you. I'm gonna kick you out." I'm gonna
the proximity mine, because people would go into the when you did the basement level, they'd go into the bathroom, and then that's all they would do. They would hide in the bathroom with proximity mines all over the place.
Yeah. I did that.
That was the first game the first game I remember where you could play somebody else and there was respawns and they could show up at your respawn point and just kill you over and over.
Spawn killing. Yeah, it was a big thing in SOCOM.
Yeah.
They would just throw
it was what I'm saying is this was one of the first games I remember having that.
Yeah, and then what you would do, you would put a proximity mine right next to their spawn point on the spawn points that you knew. And so every time they would spawn
what he said.
in.
Yeah, he just got done saying that. Yeah. Read by Nature says Nintendo have always been aggressive, especially with people who stream their games. Yes, I know this. And
people actually buy, they pay for the console, pay for the games.
I think even for approved streamers, they ask for a portion of the money. Yeah, it's ridiculous. They hate their players. They do. Man, I'll take Zunya on a top cosplay anytime, right?
Yep.
She's gonna have brick titties, right?
I feel like with Nintendo, they kind of know what they have, right? They have a pretty dedicated following, and they know people are going to pay full price for the entirety of the game. That's why they never drop in prices ever. Unless it's a game that's on multiple consoles, but if it's a Nintendo exclusive,
look at their exclusives though.
Mario Kart is still full price.
Mario,
it's been out for 6 years.
Isn't Zelda a Nintendo?
Yes.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Zelda, Mario, Donkey Kong, all of the original stuff.
They've got some damn good IPs. They really do. And
they're
the Disney of video games. Let's face it. That's
here's the thing. They're taking their L and their Nintendo. The tarnish is coming off.
I think it's going to be as big as L as you think. Most
of
the people that are playing on Switch are not going to be breaking it.
It's not going to be as big as an L as you think. These people will pay the money for it.
All it's going to take
you, Jed. Just let me finish what I'm saying.
Everybody said this shit about Disney too, right?
And they still go see their movies, Jed. They still go see their movies.
Yeah, because they're zombie sheep shit.
I guarantee you, Jeremy Griggs is going to bitch the whole way, but he's going to pay every dime.
He's already said he's going to do it.
Yeah.
Because he even said Nintendo followers are sheep.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep.
He said it himself.
Yeah. I'm telling you, it's going to make money.
Listen, if we have people that are willing to stand in line for Stanley Cups, look, they're going to stand in line for Switch 2. Okay. There's just going to be some cheap stuff out there. It's just going to happen. There's always going to be those people that are going to do that. Well, what's that? What's that? You guys know that toy? God, what is it? There's a toy that came out recently that people have been going fucking crazy for. It's some stupid, like, I think it's a plush or something like that. I can't remember.
Squishmallows?
No, if I saw the name, it was like a week or two ago, where there was some weird Asian little freaking anime something.
Was it
I
white?
could be wrong. I could be wrong.
Who knows?
If I
Let's
see
see.
it,
Yeah, but you're right. There's unique, not unique items, but there's certain things that just catch fire that I don't. Look, I've never gotten the fucking. What are those things called? You put them on your cake topper for your wedding. What are those things?
Pops.
Funko Pops. I've never understood that craze. Never understood.
Dude, you know what I didn't understand, and I lived through this, was the Cabbage Patch Kids. Remember that shit? People got in
fights. Have a sister?
Yeah, right.
I didn't have a sister. I was the only
child. There's your problem. You don't. That's why you don't understand why it was so big.
Yeah. I remember that shit. I was like, wait, people are actually doing bodily harm to people.
Not people. Girls.
No, I remember the newscasts back then. They were getting in riots for this shit.
Long live the PC master race. I keep hearing that. I can't do it, man.
I love my console and my PC both.
I hear you, brother.
You know, that's the only reason why I do Xbox, because you can go back and forth.
Well, my favorite character on Yellowstone is getting his own spinoff. There's going to be 2 spinoffs. We already covered what the other one is. It's Beth and Rip are going to have their own ranch. But this one is my favorite character from Yellowstone, Casey, the guy that was in the SEAL teams and stuff before the series, and he was the killer, you know, the guy married to the Indian woman. Yellowstone spinoff, Luke Grimes returning as Casey Dutton ordered at CBS. I'm looking forward to this because apparently it's going to have a lot more of his dealings with his SEAL team buddies and stuff like that in it. So that should be a lot of fun.
Is the other one a spinoff from 1923?
No, the other one is Rip and Beth getting their own. So, getting their. Remember at the end of Yellowstone, I don't know if you remember or not, but she bought him a ranch.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
So, okay. So if that merger goes through, is this gonna mess up Yellowstone or anything?
I don't know.
What
merger are you talking about?
Skydance merger?
Oh, shoot. Dude, I doubt it.
How
would that mess up anything they're doing?
Well, I know.
In the Taylor Sheridan verse. Look, if Skydance is acquiring this, I guarantee the first thing they're going to do is make sure that they keep Taylor Sheridan happy.
Oh yeah, I would do that too. I mean? So,
yeah, the Sheridan verse will continue.
I still can't find whatever I was looking for, but I did find another list for a rainy day.
Oh shit!
What you got? 23 craziest toy fads in history.
Ah, that'd be good.
Number one being the yo-yo.
Well, the yo-yo. Hey, you can't deny a yo-yo, man. Everybody had one
this for whenever we need something to fill time.
Yeah.
Dude, I was lethal yo-yo.
Everything nowadays gets a spin-off, not a typo. Spin-oof. Spin-oof, he said. Well, I mean, some of them are good. I've enjoyed the ones they've done for Yellowstone so far. And they're both prequels. I enjoyed both of those. But, you know, I don't know. But you guys like the spinoffs of these things? I mean, television shows have had spinoffs for years.
I know, but you know, some don't. Like Three's Company had 2 spinoffs, and
nobody even knows what they are. And I know, yes, I know exactly what you're talking about. Happy Days had 1, I think.
No,
it was a couple. Laverne and Shirley was one.
Laverne and
Shirley, Mork and Mindy. Joni Loves Chachi.
Mork and Mindy was on Happy Days. Yep.
Joni Loves Chachi.
You know.
Yep.
Everybody made fun of that one.
Yeah, they had. You know what's? I tell you, the craziest one I've ever seen was you had a comedy in MASH, and then it turned into a medical drama when they had Trapper John MD.
Yep.
You know,
and then it turned into a travesty called After MASH.
Oh my god!
Yeah. Oh my god! After MASH was terrible.
Yeah.
All in the Family has the record.
Probably does. I know Maude came off of that one.
Maude. The Jeffersons.
Right.
Was Good Times.
And I think
Good Times was yes, that was a spinoff of that one.
Wasn't Alice part of that too? Alice?
No, Alice
wasn't. Didn't they try? They tried to spin off Meathead.
He had a bar at one point.
Yeah, Archie's Place.
Archie's Place.
And that didn't go too well. It just
no, it didn't. But they had a ton of spinoffs of that show. They've been doing it for years. And who knows what's going to hit and what doesn't. Let's see. By the way, you have seen the trailer for the Naked Gun movie. I saw the teaser. That made me laugh. I got to tell you.
I think we did show it.
It did.
Doctor Who has had a few spinoffs as well.
Doctor Who? I don't know.
I've
never watched Doctor Who.
Doctor Who's had
Torchwood, the Shared Gene,
Torchwood, Sarah Jane Chronicles, and Classmates. Classmates,
which was the worst one out of
all. And Reed by Nature points out that us stealing British ideas is not a new thing because Three's Company was based on a British show.
The Office. I actually, it's funny he brings that up because there was
also had a spinoff called The Ropers.
Yeah, true. What'd you say, Knock?
I was actually seeing an article earlier today of all like a bunch of shows that were, like The Office and stuff like that were British versus American.
Yep.
My favorite was Being Human with Sam Witwer.
Okay.
Yeah,
that was
British.
One of my favorite.
Very cool. Very cool. All right. Well, you know what? We've got a few things to look at from the Marvel Universe here coming up. I'm not going to play it, but they dropped a Ironheart trailer the first day. Look, the same day that they dropped the Superman trailer, they dropped this thing.
Hey, she's a thug Iron Man, basically.
I don't
know.
Fuck
this thing.
We'll see.
She's a villain.
Yeah, she's a villain.
She's a villain?
A thug. She's a villain.
No, she is. She's
a villain.
All right, Jed. Stop yelling over John. Go.
Okay.
She's first of all, she doesn't want to do it for anything except she wants to be an icon.
Yeah.
And
she wants to get famous.
She hooks up with this guy who's bankrolling her and they're breaking the law. He says, "Well, you've got to, if you want to do something great, you've got to do some things that are sketchy."
No.
Yeah. Yes.
Well, look, they're dropping. Look, first of all, guys, they finished this 2 years ago.
Oh yeah,
and they're just now putting it out. And they're dumping it in. They're dumping it Andor style. It's only 6 episodes. They're going to dump 3 one week and 3 the next week. So I don't see anything huge coming out of this. I don't know. You know what? I don't even think I'm going to hate watch this thing. I'm not even interested in it.
They showed everything in the trailer, basically.
No, I haven't looked at the trailer. I'm not going to.
And
I'm just not interested in it.
You know what the messed up thing? They brought the Hood in for this, and dude, he's actually a good character. And I was like, they wasted the Hood in Ironheart?
Hood.
My goodness.
Not to be confused with the Red Hood. That's a Batman character.
Yeah,
but Hood's a demonic possessed character.
Okay. All right. Well, we've got that one that dropped, and we've got another one we can't watch, but I'd really like to watch. But you guys go look up the trailer for Spider-Man Noir. It's a live action series that's going to be dropping on, I think it's next year on Prime, right? It's 2026 release. And it's Nicolas Cage. The voice of Spider-Man Noir is going to play him in live action. And if you look at some of the pictures from it, I mean, that's a picture from live action right there. That looks tough as nails, man.
Dude, it looks awesome.
Yeah.
I actually watched it, and it looks good.
Hey, Comic Relief Crusader, thank you for being here, man. You take care of yourself, bro. I'm sorry. Who is next? Go, John.
I guarantee that scenery will be chewed.
Yes, he's gonna eat it up, dude.
Oh, I want to see this. I love Spider-Man. When you got to play it in a video game, it was awesome.
I'm wondering if they've got some other pictures of him in here, though.
Yeah, just the same picture.
They don't. It's the same picture over and over again. That's him on set in the outfit right there.
If you go to the IMDb page, they have several pictures.
Do they? Good.
Yeah.
Okay. Then we will go there post haste. Let's go ahead and do that real quick. Spider-Man Noir. I'll just copy it right there.
I got told multiple of our friends got hit for showing this. So,
yeah, I'm not showing it. I'm
yeah,
not
I
show
got
it,
told.
but I will go to IMBD and I will check it out.
Tom wouldn't even show it on Midnight's Edge. He just showed the picture. That's how bad he was scared this morning. It was
Let's see.
Oh, by the way, Captain America: Brave New World will be on Disney Plus on May 28th.
Oh.
Captain America:
Captain
Brave New World.
Fountain that stole the shield that should have went to Bucky. Yeah.
Let's see. Is this it?
And the Avengers.
Right.
They're Avengers. It's gonna be weird.
Yeah.
Let's see. No, this isn't it here.
Oh yeah, Joe, be
okay,
careful.
Hang on, guys. I'm having a problem here. Just calm down for a second. I have to be able to think. Go ahead. Go ahead. Ask me what you were going to ask me. What now?
Vince said this, and I just thought of this. Be careful of autoplay. Okay.
Yeah, I've already got it. I've already fixed my browser where it doesn't autoplay.
Okay.
The Chiefs and the Chargers.
Okay, here we go. Here we go.
Yep.
Here we go. All right. These are off the set. Looks like they got a green screen back
Bro,
there. But
that
look at
looks
that, man.
awesome.
That looks tough as nails, dude.
Dude, that looks like kind of the shadow mixed in.
Wow, what's with the wires? This is all fake. Oh, man.
It's production shots, man. Look at that shit, dude.
Dude, that looks awesome.
It does. That is badass. Yeah, I was thinking the Phantom myself. That's what I was thinking.
Oh man, look at that suitcase.
Check that suitcase. Yeah, man, that looks awesome.
Oh, didn't we got Nick Cage doing the? I'm just like, oh come on.
Look at him without the mask, man. That's cool. That's cool.
I don't understand why they're doing it in color. It's
I don't either. We were discussing pregame. That's all the photos they have on IMDb, guys. But we were discussing pregame. Man, they're releasing it on Prime next year. Don't know how many episodes, but it's going to be released in color. And what'd you say?
8
episodes. And it's going to be in color and in black and white. Now, if it's got the word noir in it, why would you even think about watching it in color? It doesn't compute to me. I'll be watching it in black and white.
I want to see it in black and white. That's how
me too. Yeah.
I just want to hear the music.
Right?
It's not going to be noir without the proper music. If they start doing, what were they doing with oh shoot.
True.
Sorry.
Does look like a meth Doctor Strange.
He does. There's one picture that makes him look like a meth Doctor Strange.
Yeah, you guys can go look it up. You can find it. It's pretty easy. And look, it's not very long. It's not even 30 seconds. They just tease you. But they do show Nick Cage without the mask in black and white. So it's pretty cool.
It's very hard to get the Shattered Dimensions game too.
Mm-hmm.
They I have a copy of it on one of my 360 hard drives, and in a actually physical copy of it. So
yeah, the whole thing. I mean, when he appeared in the first, Miles Morales movie, whatever, Into the Spider-Verse, wasn't that the name of it?
Yeah.
Which I loved, by the way. I thought that movie was great. But he was in black and white the whole movie. He was never in color, and so I just if they're gonna do a noir thing, I'm really interested. Man, imagine what they could do with this thing. It could be really cool. Have a detective thing, because I think I read a synopsis somewhere. He's supposed to be like past his superhero days, and he's just a detective, right? And he's trying to solve a murder or something in it. And it sounds cool to me.
Joe, you should see if you can get a copy of Shattered Dimensions, because it has Spider-Man Noir in that game, and you can play as him.
Okay.
Yeah,
very cool.
It's awesome.
Yeah,
that's the best part of that game.
That's not the only thing that Nicolas Cage is doing. This one I'm almost as hyped about.
Oh, dude, I can't wait for
obvious reasons. Because I'm a football junkie. Exclusive first look at Nicolas Cage as football icon John Madden and Christian Bale as Raiders owner Al Davis.
Dude, they look so MGM Madden. Good.
Dude, I've got to blow this up for you guys.
They look just like them.
This is an awesome picture right here, dude. That is badass. That doesn't even look like Christian Bale.
No, and he looks like, The thing is, Nick looks like Madden, and he looks like Al, and I'm like, oh my god.
Well, that's makeup. His face is.
I know. But the way they got Nick
great.
and
They
Christian
did a great
Bale
job
to look
on him,
like
man.
both
They
of
really
them.
did. And that's Al's haircut.
Yeah,
remember his haircut? He was going bald. He had the widow's peaks going way back then, but he still slicked his hair back and grew it a little longer. I'm hyped for this. Now, I'm not. You guys know I'm not a Raiders fan.
No, I'm not either.
Team, but
I hated the Raiders.
But his story is one of the greatest ever told, man. This guy just loves the game. I mean, anybody that ever watched him call a game, when he became an announcer, he made the color commentator at sporting events a thing. I mean, he's the measuring stick that everybody's trying to measure up to when they cover sporting events. It's just amazing. And I love this picture.
I hope that they don't do just the coaching side of it. I hope they go into.
I hope it's his life because he was a football player.
Too.
If I don't get at least one scene with him going, and then he's going to cut across here, and he's like drawing on the screen.
Right? Yeah, they got to show him being a commentator, right?
Over here,
Nicolas Cage would kill it like that. You know what I'm saying? Hang on. Let's go real quick and see if it's got an IMDb page real quick and see if there's if Pat Summerall is cast, they're going to do him as an announcer, right? So let's go check that out real quick. That's interesting that you said that, Knock. Let's go see.
Like they got
Madden.
Both of them together.
I'm just going to put Madden in there.
We go if they did for their game, they did his last game or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah.
Right. Well, you know what the last game he called was?
No, I don't personally.
It was the 2001 Super Bowl. Yeah. The 2001 season. It was the birth of the Patriots dynasty, because I'll never forget it either. Because when they started the drive, he said that the Patriots should just kneel on the ball and play for overtime, and they lined up in a spread formation. They lined up in a spread formation. He was like, I don't know about this, and they started moving it. And halfway through the friggin' drive, he was like, well, maybe they do know what they're doing with this kid. Blah 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 blah. And when they kicked the field goal to win the game, he said, look, what Tom Brady just did gives me goosebumps. That was his last call, was that Super Bowl. Of course, he got more involved in the video game and everything. Let's see. He's not listed.
And then
he's not listed yet.
Basically slowly killed him off of the Madden series.
They got John Madden. They got Al Davis. Yeah, right. Virginia's probably his wife. Trip Hawkins, I don't know who that is. And football player. They don't have much of a cast in here yet.
I think they're maybe just getting the cast together still.
Let's see. After being forced into retirement by the Oakland Raiders, fiery former NFL head coach John Madden teams up with a mild-mannered Harvard programmer to rewrite his fading legacy by building the world's first
it's about
football
the game.
video game. You're kidding me? Really?
That's
what's going to be the thrust of the movie?
Oh man!
Wow!
It's about them making the Madden game.
Wow, man!
So we're going to see him in the sound booth doing the commentary. Okay,
dude. That's crazy. Well, I mean, he was a color guy. Let's see, the first 6 years that game was out. It came out in 94 or 95.
Yeah.
And he quit in 2002. So about 8 years he was in the booth. So, yeah, I'm hyped for that, man. That ought to be cool. Okay. So, it's time to check out the trailer for Man of Steel.
Not be bad.
Not Man of Steel. I'm just kidding. For Superman. Let's check this out.
Please don't be bad. Please don't be bad. Please don't be bad. Please don't be bad.
Please don't be bad, he says. Okay. I'm going to pop that, and I'm going to pause it.
What could it do that would piss you off?
Right? I'm going to put it full screen. Actually, I think I'm going to go to YouTube. That's what I'm going to do. That way I don't have all the bullshit.
Hey, Joe, do you need to do your special thing?
I may have to do my special thing.
Let's
do the special thing to try and keep from us getting screwed over here. Hang on. Okay. Let's try this out.
Because I heard some got hit and some didn't, so I'm like...
Well, we'll see what happens. I mean, look, as long as I stop it every 10 seconds or so, it should be fine.
Yeah.
It should be fine. Let's see. Stream video. There we go. Boom, boom, boom. Let's go full screen. Bear with me, guys. Okay. So, and we will go ahead and put it on a little bit faster than normal. Yeah, right about there. And we should be good to go. Okay. Here we go, boys and girls. We're about to check out the new Superman trailer. Let's check this stuff out. Here we go.
Please be good.
Please be good. Of course he would.
Wait, that's the start.
He wants in your drawers. Of course he would. Come on.
That's when they first met.
There you go.
He did the Christopher Reeve thing.
Man.
He did the Christopher Reeve thing.
Wow.
Dude, okay, I'm okay with that. I'm kind of like, okay, that was good.
Stop the war. What?
Yeah, I know what they were talking about.
Very interesting.
They brought some comic book
Don't
stuff
spoil
in.
anything.
I'm not going to say anything.
Like the direction of this, and I'll tell you why. I thought this when I saw the first teaser. He looks like a guy from a different era trying to make it in a world full of fucking bad people is what it looks like to me. That and this is proving the slant to me. Yeah, that's pretty cool. That music's awesome. I want.
Oh,
Now hang on. Is this the same studio that did the originals with Christopher Reeve? Is that Warner Brothers that did those?
Yeah, Warner Brothers did it.
Okay, so they probably didn't have a hard time keeping the
they got the
rights.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Lex has got some weapons with him. Looks like.
Oh yeah, this is Lex that doesn't play this time.
I heard this Lex doesn't play.
Oh,
this guy, he's a very underrated actor. Last thing I saw him on was The Walking Dead. He played Otis. He was the guy that shot Carl. When he was hunting the deer. My favorite thing I've ever seen him in though is Constantine. He's that preacher that drinks himself to death.
Was good.
Yeah, that's cool. I've heard that actually when I saw the posting of this on Threads earlier today when I was looking for it, that's exactly the quote that James Gunn typed on the trailer release. Was what he just said. Your actions. He's not a man. He's an it. Oh, shit.
Dude.
Now that sounds like Lex.
That's Lex. Come on, bro. That's Lex.
He was in Heroes too? Really?
Yeah,
who was he in
really
Heroes? I don't remember that.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see.
Bro!
Guy Gardner.
Rewind that.
Guy Gardner's going to be fun in this movie.
Rewind that.
I have a feeling he's going to be fun. He just snaps his fingers and makes a construct, right?
Yeah, I'm going to say this. They didn't give too much away.
No. It's good.
I like this. I like this.
But it's taking the slant I want to see. It's almost like a guy from the 50s being moved to our era. Is what it looks like to me.
I'm stuttering, so I kind of like.
That's because you're hyped about it. That's why you're
dude.
stuttering.
You know how depressed I was with that second, and I was like, "Oh, please, God, don't." No. This gave me the hope back. Okay,
there you go.
They've got the hope back.
Little hope.
Because,
I don't know. I think you know what I'm doing. I'm driving to Dallas to watch it with my brother.
Yeah,
so,
and I'm gonna try to get tickets the day it opens. So
yeah,
that will be the first theater. That will be the first movie I've seen in the theater in like 12 months or something. Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see. President Luther, he says.
Okay. Luther was president at one point, but I don't think he's president yet in the comics. By the way, I was moving.
Let's see. Script Doctor did a review of this script on his show a while back. Really, I'll have to check that out. Let's see. People are throwing all kinds of stuff in there, and I can't hit this fast enough. Me and Snyder are having fun alone behind the scenes. You got a head and watch dudes with his underpants on the outside. Oh my God. Okay. You go, Vince. You a Snyder guy? I had no idea you were a Snyder
Sydney,
guy.
Stop reading your own.
I got it. Sydney.
Yeah.
Sydney are having. Okay. I got you. Yeah. I thought he said Snyder. Okay. Let's see. First viewing of the trailer, the beginning argument put me off, but on second viewing, I've softened on it. Well, I mean, look, Lois is a hard news reporter, man. That's the way she's supposed to act, But him yelling back at her, people were gonna die. That's Superman.
And then that's actually happened in
die.
the comics. They actually had an argument like that in the comics.
Mm-hmm. I think he was the guy in the Puppeteer Powers. Okay.
Yeah,
with the Puppeteer's powers. I got you. It was a trailer that needed to be released before the last one. I hear you. Yeah. See ya. Have a good one. All right. You take care of yourself, Low Spec. And look who is in the back. It's Mr. Last Call himself. What's going on, Big Daddy?
Va salute. Welcome.
How you doing, Trey? Troy?
Hey,
I said Trey.
What's up,
Troy? How you doing, man? It's good to see you. You shocked me. I didn't.
Yeah, we haven't seen Troy on here in a bit.
Well, it's just I do this. I know it's dinner time for most people, and my wife's away, and this is why I do the show at this point. So. Anyway, how are you doing today, Troy? It's good to see you.
I am doing very well. Yeah, I have started a new show where I am streaming for an hour in the afternoons. So I'm getting kind of getting into the swing of it. So this isn't such a big out of the blue for me.
I got you. Look, are you still calling it Liquid Lunch? I've caught it a couple of times.
Yeah, Liquid Lunch. I think it's very on brand.
There you go. Of course it is. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. If you guys don't follow Troy, he's got one a YouTube channel called I think it's called Last Call with Troy Porcelli, and his lovely wife is Knitters Network. So you guys check them out, and I'm sure Vince is hard at work trying to get his link up in there.
Vince beat me to it. Okay,
but if you can just throw it up there for me, man.
I appreciate that. Thank you so much.
Absolutely, man. Vince is one of the hardest working dudes there is, dude. He's always here doing good stuff for us. But we just got done watching the Superman trailer for the first time. Have you seen it?
I have seen it. Yes, I have.
Yeah. What did you think? I'm still hyped for it. So.
Okay, I was just going to say, I hope you're not going to take my head off if I say I am positively optimistic.
No,
maybe
not
more,
at all. No.
More so now than I was before. I'm still reticent. I still have my concerns.
Mm-hmm.
But I tweeted this out on X. Is that the appropriate?
That's the appropriate name for it. It's Twitter. We all know it's Twitter.
Because you can't exit on X. So
no,
I guess
can't. You tweet on X, right?
Yes. So I tweeted out on X that I just shared the link to the trailer again, and it would be hypocritical of me to say the things that I said about Man of Steel and the Snyderverse, right? And then not point out that they've done a complete 180 in this trailer. And I think it's highlighted. But you guys have talked about it, right? I mean,
we're right in the
middle of it. You came in.
I'm not going to be spoiling it for anyone in the audience.
No.
So he's having a conversation with Jonathan, and Jonathan encourages him, saying, something about his selflessness and his heroism is, is what should be respected or whatever. Which is the dead polar opposite of what. What's his name in Man of Steel says? Well, should I have let him die? I don't know. Maybe.
Yeah. Right.
It's like, for crying out loud. And I'm having a hard time. I know there's a couple of big channels. I'll just leave it at that. Big channels.
Right.
That tend towards the negative, because that's how they get their followership. Is going, I hate seeing Superman bleeding and hurt and blah, blah, blah. This is not Superman. And I'm like, but we have just gotten through a decade of pointing to all the Mary Sues that are built perfect yesterday and have no flaws and this and that.
Right.
They may not get it perfect, but we gotta, at least give them kudos when they're doing something a little bit more right.
Right. Yeah. I tell you, I when I first saw that James Gunn was doing this and he's putting all of these different characters in it and stuff, I was, the more they try and pack into a movie, I get kind of gun shy of watching it because of what they did with my beloved Spider-Man and Spider-Man 3, and they shoved so many things into it that they shouldn't have shoved into it. You know,
are you talking about that one with the Venom suit?
Venom,
Okay.
Sandman, the Goblin Son. I mean, they had way too much in that movie. Anyway, that's what I fear. But this trailer it makes me think the direction he's going is he's taking a guy with a 50s mentality and putting it in our world. And that's what it looks like to me. And that sounds like Superman to me. You know what I mean? A guy that's truth, justice, and the American way. You know, so that's what it looks like to me so far. I am looking forward to it. I've told these guys several times, but I'll tell you, Troy, I'm going to Dallas. I'm taking a road trip, 3 hours to my brother's place to see it with him because we have seen every new actor playing Superman together. The last time we went was for Man of Steel back in, 14 when that movie came out? So I'll be making that trek again, and I'm looking forward to it.
What general part of the U.S. are you in?
I am in the northwestern part of Louisiana. That's where I'm at. Barksdale Air Force Base is what I'm right next door to, man.
Louisiana. So that's not so bad. You ever get up to Southern Illinois for the Metropolis Superman celebration?
No, never do. I've seen you. Didn't you cosplay at that thing or something? Yeah.
Yes, I did. Yeah. Netter did Supergirl. I did 2 versions of Lex. Well, when I did the Gene Hackman version, she did Miss Taskmaker.
Oh, yeah. That's awesome.
I like I like the Gene Hackman one you did. Yeah, I saw that picture. Yeah. He and I were trading cosplay pics one day in the DMs. That
when I got my wife is the mistress of the wigs, and I told her what kind of a wig I wanted, and she's like, well, I got this. I looked at it, I'm like, yeah, it's perfect. She's like, this is a cheap, ugly wig. I'm like, that's fine.
It's perfect.
Because 2 things. First, I want people to be able to look at it and know it's a wig right off. Right?
Yes.
And secondly, I want everybody who's playing Superman that wants to take a picture of me to know they can just go boop.
You know? Just pull it off of him. Yeah.
That's what you're supposed to do. You know?
No doubt, man. Let's see. Read by Nature says the trailer looks good. But they have a lot of characters to juggle, and if the sexting, is that what he's saying? Sexting and hashtag monkeys turn out to be true, then it will bring down the tone. Yeah, I heard something about that, and let's hope that that's just horse shit, you know. But
I hope
it might be a mischaracterization too.
Yeah, right, for sure. But anyway, okay, boys and girls, it is.
Joe, I want to.
Anybody else want to go ahead, Jed?
Troy, I've been down there to Metropolis once.
Yeah,
and it was just a fluke. It's awesome to go down there.
Yeah. It's great. We used to go every. Well, I mean, you know, we're right here in Illinois, so I mean, it's still a bit of a trek. It's literally the length of the state for us.
Yeah,
but as long as you don't stay in Metropolis, they jack up all the prices.
Yeah, they do like they do in San Diego when the Comic-Con comes.
Yeah, just go across the river to Paducah, Kentucky. Yeah. You can stay cheap and just it's 5 minutes to drive in. The parking, all the parking's free, you know, all the streets. There's no zone parking or anything like that. And it's just a lot of fun. You see a lot of people.
It is. I have a picture of me underneath the statue they have there.
Yeah.
And it's like from I was younger. I was like I think I was like an older adult. This was like 20-something years ago or even more. It's a long time ago.
Yep.
George Perez had his last appearance there too.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Not only did I get an autograph from him, I got he was for a little fee. He was doing sketches of
that guy showed up at Comic-Cons right up until he was gone, man. Yeah.
Oh yeah, people were asking him for Superman, for Wonder Woman, you know, all the different titles he worked on. I said, I want one of yours. Can you do Jericho for me? And this look on his face,
awesome,
just like someone wants me to do Jericho. You know.
Here's the funny thing about that, Troy. When I was at San Diego one year, everybody, like you said, everybody's asking for Superman.
Yeah.
You know, but there was this one, and I knew him because he was in our group of that we. He goes, "Hey, dude, could you do Jericho for me?" And the look on his face,
Yep.
if you
So
saw
it too, yeah.
He just brightens up. He goes, nobody ever asked. He goes, thank you. I appreciate it. He goes, is there anything else you'd like me to do? Like put some, like he does this.
Yeah.
You know, and I was like, wow, I've never seen you lighten up like that, like in stuff. Because I used to hang out at conventions all the time back in the day with there. So yeah. But yeah. Joe?
We got to move on. We're running up against the clock and we still got stuff to talk about. And you know what time it is right now? It is we're way past time to check in on the girlfriend of the show.
How do you want me to handle the Sydney issue?
The Sydney issue?
Well, we should have a consensus on how the White House is going to handle it.
Well, I certainly hope the Sydney issue refers in some way to a problem that we're having with Australia, because if it's anything other than that,
Mr. President, Ms.
Sweeney,
I'll see you.
Have her come in, please. I am finished here.
Yes, sir.
There is no Sydney issue.
That's right. It's time to check in on the sweetheart of the show, Miss Sweeney. Let's see what she's up to. Let me see. I've got to share the stream again. Here we go. We've got a couple of movies that she's working on that we found out about this week. They have an exclusive look at Paul Walter Hauser in his new crime movie, Americana, co-starring Sydney Sweeney and Halsey. This guy's making this movie, according to Screen Rant, the exclusive reveal of new images of Americana, and the upcoming multi-genre movie centers around a group of people whose lives unexpectedly intertwine when a rare Lakota Ghost t-shirt falls onto the black market in a tiny South Dakota town. What is a Lakota Ghost t-shirt? I have no idea what this is. But anyway, it's going to have Sydney Sweeney in it. So add that to her list.
So
Americana is the name of it. What is that?
Thing about just a t-shirt? Like trying to get a t-shirt?
I'm sure everybody's going to be fighting to get this thing. Who the hell knows, man? But anyway, it's called Americana. So look for that one. Okay. Also, we heard this in rumors earlier, and apparently it's finally happening. Sydney Sweeney's remake of sci-fi cult classic gets optimistic update despite 3 years in development. And we're talking about Barbarella, the one that Jane Fonda played originally. And she was given an interview and she said, quote, "I was just in London and had a meeting to discuss the story and the script. I can't say much, but it's really going to come together in a very, very fun and big way. It's a long process. I don't think people realize how long some things can take, but it's going to be worth the wait." And she was asked, "Is Barbarella another item on your bucket list?" She said, "Yes, it is. That's what I'm saying. I'm my 30s. I've really got to step it up." So there you go. Looks like they're going to be making the Barbarella remake.
Here's my thing, Joe. I think she knows how big this movie, if they screw it up, it's gonna be
right.
Yeah. So they gotta get this right.
We've pointed out several times on this show that she produces a lot of the stuff she's in.
Well, she did that comedy that me and Kay watched that we love.
Yep.
She helped produce that too.
Yep.
So.
And on Instagram Watch, she had a couple of things having to do with the Samsung Galaxy she's doing ads for. So we got.
I approve.
Yeah, we all approve, right? Anyway, these were all pictures shot on a Samsung, and she also did a little video on it too. You know,
Team Android.
Yeah, Team Android, right? Nah, I got an Apple, but my favorite phone ever was a Windows phone. That was my favorite phone.
You know what my favorite phone was? The Moto Razr. That thing was I had a Moto Razr that I tripped and it flew out the window and went down 2 stories and didn't break.
Yep.
Those things were durable. Yeah.
That's crazy, man. I like my Windows phone because it was so customizable, man. You could make the tiles any size you wanted and use any icon you wanted for them and stuff. I mean, you could take pictures from your friggin' phone and make them icons on the tiles, you know. That's what they called them, tiles. And yeah. So that's it for the Sweeney Spot this week, guys. She's still moving and shaking out there. So okay, so
Joe, can I say one thing about what you were just talking about there?
Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
You pointed out something that I think not enough people pay attention to: the fact that she is producer on these. She's very young. She's very young, but she's got a good head on her shoulders for this business. I see in a lot of ways what she is doing very similar to Tom Cruise.
Right.
Tom Cruise is, we're all talking about him, about how he's one of the last movie stars, how he knows how to market. He doesn't upset his fans. He doesn't do anything to go out of his way to push people away. And I see her doing the exact same thing. She's just, a younger generation doing it. And that gives me some hope for entertainment.
Absolutely.
And another thing, Troy, that I want to point out, me and Joe have pointed out over the last year or so, she's still with her original friend group, too. She didn't ditch them for new people.
Yeah, I was going to say, we pointed out in the show a couple of times. There's a few of them doing it this way. Her, another one that's going that route is the girl that's in what's her name, Jenna Ortega, the one from Wednesday.
Oh yeah,
She's starting to do it that way. Glenn Powell's another one that's getting involved in the production side of things. They're betting on themselves. And when you do that, you've got to try and not piss off the general public that they want them coming to the movie. So they're trying to do the best job they can. And I think it's dynamite that these guys are actually getting involved and doing better products. You know what I mean? I haven't seen a lot of Sydney stuff, but it's because a lot of it's horror. And I don't get to see as many horror movies as I used to, because my daughter's not here anymore. My wife doesn't watch them, so I don't get to see them very much. You know what I mean? But yeah, that we've pointed that out several times, Troy. Yeah, and it's fun to see that we've got some young people doing that, and it's really good for the business, I think. Okay, so Troy, have you seen Thunderbolts? Have you seen that movie?
I have not. I have no interest.
Well, then you're going to be like me on the sidelines. As John and Knock give us their review of Thunderbolts. You guys, you don't. I don't know.
Did see it,
do we need to put a spoiler thing up? It's been out for a couple of weeks.
I don't think you need to put a spoiler thing.
Yeah, I don't think so either. Let's start with John. John, tell us what you thought of this one, man.
Before we do that, I was trying to get what I thought about Superman out, but
okay. Oh, you didn't get to say it. Well, then go, man.
I have a different opinion than you guys do.
Okay.
The more I saw of that trailer, the less hype I was.
Really?
First of all, Superman is not a petulant child, and he doesn't throw a fit.
I hear you.
And I understand having a Superman that gets his ass kicked once in a while. That's good for the story.
Yeah.
But everything in this movie is kicking his ass. That's not right.
Well,
that's not Superman. Superman's the most powerful being on the planet.
Yes.
You got to treat him that way.
Yes.
But they're treating him like he's a wuss. And I'm not, the more I see of it, I don't trust James Gunn to deal with him.
How much of it is it him letting them, manhandle him?
Yeah, right?
Is he actually hurting him? Or are they actually hurting him?
Right.
He knows he can hurt anybody.
I don't know. I hear what you're saying. I'm not a big. I don't know everything about Superman. I grew up with Marvel books. But... You know what I'm talking about. I grew up with Marvel books. Spider-Man's my guy. But I mean, if there's going to be some character development in it, he's got to face some adversity. But yeah, I understand what you're saying. It does look like he's getting his ass kicked a lot in these trailers. You're right. He's getting pounded into the ground by something. Yeah. What is it, Knock? What did you say?
So even by his own dog, he's getting his butt kicked.
Right. Yeah. That was funny. When they showed his dog jumping all over him, because he's just being a dog, man. That was hilarious. Yeah. I thought that was funny as shit. But hey, I understand where you're coming from, man. But I don't know. I really like the fact, yeah, he doesn't throw fits, I guess. I really don't know that much about him, but I do like the fact that he said people were going to die, and that's why
but he would have said it in a calmer voice, not
right.
People are going to die. It's like,
yeah,
no, that's not
true.
Superman.
You never saw Christopher Reeves, I don't think, yelling at anybody.
It's not just that. I mean, he does, unless you're talking about like modern interpretations of him where they don't know what Superman really is in the comics anymore.
Yeah.
He doesn't get, he gets emotional, but he doesn't get outbursty.
Yeah. I hear you.
He doesn't have to raise his voice. He just can say something like that with gravitas that, okay, he's, you can see where he's coming from. Not, he doesn't have to raise his voice to get his point across.
Yeah.
If I can offer a supposition on that, though, I have to wonder if this isn't, the team working on this one being reactionary to the fans, how they responded to, the complete opposite with Superman having no care for people in the Snyderverse.
Oh my God. Yeah. I mean,
he didn't care about. He didn't care about his own father. He could have zipped over there, grabbed Paul Kent, and came back over.
That was the dumbest thing in the whole
that was
movie.
the stupidest, dumbest thing in that movie besides some of the other shit later on. Fuck the Man of Steel.
Yeah, he did scream. Well, he was super pissed off when Lois died.
Well, now see, that's different than this. He's in an interview.
That's what I was saying, John. It
was basically having an argument with Lois is what he's doing. And I don't see Clark doing that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They've had some really bad arguments.
Yeah, they've had arguments, but they haven't had screaming matches.
Yeah.
And that's what this was.
Okay. Well, all right. I'm still going to be optimistic, John.
Yeah, I'm optimistic.
I'm optimistic.
I do see where they're putting the touches of old along with some of the newer stuff that came up. So I'm not going to go full, the skies are falling and shit yet. Okay.
Yeah.
So
I'm just saying that I'm less hyped than I was before.
Less hyped than you were. Yeah.
Although
if anything, this made me give more hope in this movie now.
Well, let me tell
you, I do like the looks that they've got Mr. Terrific right, they've got Hawk Girl right, and they've got Guy Gardner right.
Guy Gardner, him going like that, and a hand coming out of the ground.
Yeah, and without even looking.
That was cool, man.
He didn't even look.
Sorry, that was cool. Yeah. Okay, so Thunderbolts. Tell us what you thought of this, John.
Thunderbolts is basically two movies.
Yeah.
Okay.
You've got the first part of the movie, which is dealing with grief and how someone was raised not to deal with it, that how they, they weren't raised when they're, how to express their feelings and stuff, and how they deal with grief and what they go through and what it takes to get to a point where you're okay again.
Okay.
And a lot of people think that's slow, but that's a lot of character development that needs to happen.
That's what my brother said about it. He said it was like Suicide Squad, and the beginning of it was slow. It was a slow start to it.
Yeah,
he liked it.
It's a little slower.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep.
But you've got to get. You had to get Black Widow to the point, or Florence Pugh Black Widow, to the point where she can actually help Bob.
Mm-hmm.
And she has to deal with her grief first before she can help him.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And so you had to get the character to that point, and they hadn't done that yet because she basically just lost her sister for the second time, because she lost her in just they grew apart, and then she lost her for real in
Infinity War. Yeah.
Infinity War.
Mm-hmm.
So she hasn't had, you haven't had any character development time with her. And if you just made her immediately okay with it,
yeah,
it wouldn't make any sense.
No.
But I will say this, I'm not going to give any spoilers away.
Mm-hmm.
It is a comic accurate century.
That's what I keep hearing. I hear that guy was, and that's Bill Pullman's son, isn't it?
Yep,
that plays that guy.
That's Bill Pullman's son.
Yeah, I heard
he does
was
a fantastic job at
man.
it.
Yeah,
but
I heard that their concept for Void was really good too. So yeah,
and it looked like Void too.
It sounds like there's some good stuff in this movie.
There's a lot of good. It's really, it's a good movie. It's probably it's like I said, it's the best of the post Endgame movies after
and that's
Deadpool.
Not saying much.
Yeah, besides the Deadpool movie.
It's not saying much, but but I will tell you this: Red Guardian steals the show.
Yeah. I've heard people see. I've heard two things about that. I've heard that he was annoying, but I've also heard he stole the show. So I guess it's what your taste is,
Yeah.
Knock, what did you think of this thing, man?
It's basically Suicide Squads, but it's.
I agree with Knock.
Marvel version of Suicide Squads. That's how I saw it.
Yeah.
I go back and forth with Florence Pugh. I don't know.
Timo.
I am so confused about Sebastian Stan's character. Between this and Brave New World, he's either in a suit or he's blowing shit up on the street. I don't get him. He's fucking all over the place. I don't get it.
That's not his fault. That's how they wrote him. They wrote him bad.
I get it, but I'm just saying I don't understand his role. He's just kind of everywhere.
Well,
by the way, he's a congressman. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, he ran for Congress and got elected. But he discovers all this stuff going on. He realizes he's got to revert back to being.
I get that, John. It's still all over the place. Yeah. Okay. Well, what's my congressman doing on his time off? Well, he's certainly not battling in the fucking streets. So it's just kind of weird. It's just a weird dynamic. So I don't really get his role in all this. And then you have I don't know if this is in the same universe or whatever as the Captain America movie, but there's another Avengers, and now we have the new Avengers. It's like, how many freaking Avengers are we going to have? I don't know.
Well, in the comics, there was tons of them.
There was the West Coast Avengers.
This is basically the government-sponsored Avengers versus Cap's Secret Avengers.
Yeah.
So we're going back to Civil War again.
Basically. My biggest thing, the last thing I'll say about it is that I miss superheroes, man. This is why I want to see Superman. I'm tired of this ragtag group of bitches.
I got you.
I like Red Guardian and Winter Soldier. They got the super serum and what's his face that was Captain America for like 10 minutes. They got
U.S.
the
agent.
serum,
But Wyatt Russell plays
him.
him.
Thor, man. I miss. I miss the good. The Hulk. I want to see some
the overpowered superheroes, right?
Yeah, I'm tired of this small time bullshit, man. This is all we've had for the last couple of years, and it hasn't been bad showing. Like I like I like Daredevil, I like the small stuff, but right now there's just too much of the small stuff. I want the bigger stuff, the stuff that matters.
Right.
That's where I'm at this point. That's why I'm more excited about, and. We got to see it in the end credit, but there's a reason why they showed this one before Fantastic Four.
Yeah.
So, I'm still not that hyped about that movie, but I'm going to go see it.
Yeah, but that's going to be your big superhero movie that you're looking for.
Yeah,
I guess, but that's still an origin story, which I'm fucking tired of origin stories. I just want these people to exist. I don't need any more origin stories.
And I think that's what you're going to see in Superman. That's what I've heard about that movie. Superman's stepping into a world where there's already superheroes in it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I don't need introductions. I get it. His dad passed away or something, and it's like seeing the Batman origin. I don't need it.
If you have to see that pearl necklace get broken again, you're just going to throw up,
I don't need to see Jack Nicholson killing him again. Okay?
Or Uncle Ben dying for,
right?
Yeah, I don't need it anymore. We get it. At a certain point, we just understand this is what exists. So that's all.
Well, I tell you,
not a bad movie, though.
Joe, can I?
That's probably... Yeah, sure, Jed. Have you seen this?
Yeah, I have. I actually.
Oh, okay. I didn't know you had seen it.
Oh, I watched it when Kay was.
Because I know how you feel about Disney, so I figured.
Oh, I wanted to make sure. I wanted to make sure. You know me. I watched all of Daredevil.
He hates watch everything.
No, that's not hate watching. I wanted to actually know what I was going to talk about. Like,
but anyway, what do you got to say about this one, man?
Dude, I agree with both Knock and John on this. It didn't, like the movie in that 27-minute therapy session. The movie didn't know what the hell it was because you have that start, all the stuff at the start, and then you have the stuff at the end, which was a little, like I said, why did it take an hour and something? Wait, how long was it?
Yeah.
2 hours. It took them like almost an hour and a half or something to get to the good stuff. And then by the end, everybody's like, oh, let's hug it out. And then the movie ends. And I'm like, the fuck? Like, really? Because they knew who's in. And the thing is, they disrespected my boy Bucky again.
Yeah.
Like, you know, it's just, I'm with Knock. I want to, they are the C team, basically.
Well, you know, those stories can be cool, though. I mean, look, it would be hard to argue that the first two seasons of Daredevil on Netflix is the best Marvel has ever done on television as far as a series goes. But that's a grounded superhero, you know, and maybe that's what they need to do with these guys is have them on the streaming service and do it. That way.
You're complaining about C-level characters. Iron Man was a D-level character.
Oh my God! When I heard that they were going to start the Marvel friggin' universe with Iron Man, me and my brother laughed. We were like, "Dude, his comics didn't sell worth a shit," you know. But
at least he made a suit that made
it so great, though, is they actually brought Iron Man to life on the screen. It was a comic book accurate
when they
Iron
did,
Man.
When they did it, cool. I thought about it. I was like, okay, this makes kind of sense because Tony's
the
one that has the money, right? So they're gonna go from Tony, then we're gonna go to Thor, and that's how they did it right the first time. I agree with that.
Here's one thing I don't think gets said enough. Okay, they did something that has never been done in cinema ever. They took a franchise and built it one brick at a time and then put it all together in one film. That hadn't been done before. Okay. And they did it so well. Yeah, they've fallen on their ass the last couple of phases, no doubt about it. But even if they had done well with it, I don't think they would have measured up to what they did to begin with. No. Because they just knocked it out of the park. For 22 movies straight.
And in that one scene where you finally get to see the Avengers and they do that 360 cam and they're all there and the one thing that they didn't do, they didn't even say it. And I'm like, oh, you had the moment, guys. Like, why?
Right.
You know.
Well, we got a couple more things to get into before we get out of here, guys. First of all, one that I forgot in the pop culture update.
One thing real fast, Joe. I will say West Coast Avengers. Everybody called it the Seam Team, but West Coast Avengers was fucking awesome.
I loved it. That was my Avengers. That's the one
I loved.
That's the Vision, the Scarlet Witch. Yeah. Wasn't Wonder Man one of them?
Hawkeye.
I think he was one of them. Yeah, that bunch was cool as hell.
And if you see it on the Archivist, that is one of the comics I have up on my banner and in the intro because I love West Coast Avengers.
Yeah,
you
that's
realize
how you do a C team right, you know.
You realize why you're never going to get those, right?
Yeah, I know.
Because we don't have anybody over there that can look at the big picture and orchestrate something like that.
Yeah,
we found out James Gunn was the guy that did that.
Yeah.
We found that out.
Yeah. At least partially. I was going to say Jon Favreau's the one that started it all with Iron Man and all that.
Right. Great great movie maker. But we found out later on, after Gunn was gone, that he outlined the first Infinity War.
He absolutely did. Yeah. It was never Feige. Anyone who has given Feige credit, it's absolutely been proven wrong. Yep. And what I was going to point out too was that you were absolutely right when you talked about it like building a building, you know, starting from the ground up. Yep. Whereas DC, we don't want to look like we're copying Marvel, so we're going to start with the roof.
Yeah,
and the whole thing collapses, and it's
Batman
like,
versus Superman was the biggest mistake they ever made. It really was. I enjoyed parts of that movie, but
I want to tell The Dark Knight Returns. The Dark Knight Returns is a story that takes place in the future after decades of them being friends.
Yes.
Otherwise, it doesn't work.
Yep.
Right. Exactly. He's in his 50s.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. It's a shame that they thought they had to keep up with the Joneses and just
you can't do
pile
Dark Knight
all that
Returns
shit
without
in
Green
there.
Arrow.
And
Yeah.
it's worse than that, because keep in mind, Marvel as a company was going bankrupt. Marvel Studios was dying. Disney comes along and infuses them with money, and they don't even have all of their properties available to them. So they're working the best they can with what they got. Warner Brothers has owned these characters lock, stock, and barrel from the beginning. They were only fighting against themselves.
That's right.
They had the peas and the carrots problem. They can't let anything touch on their plate. Oh, no. You can't use the Penguin because the Penguin is being used in these movies, so you can't use him on TV. You can't use him in this cartoon.
Yeah,
no, you can't use him in this video game.
Yeah.
It's all your license.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, Warner Brothers has proven again and again and again to be the dumbest production company on the planet.
They're their own
Wonder Woman.
enemy.
We can't set Wonder Woman in World War II. It'll look like we're copying Captain America. You could have done this 10 years ago.
Yeah, they could have. Yeah,
fault.
sure. Yep. Like I said, nobody's ever going to do what Marvel did. It's just it was a feat that shall never be matched. It won't be. Okay, we're gonna run over tonight, guys. I can tell you that right now. No, it's fine, Troy. It's fine. We were over before you even got here. Trust me. Man.
Sorry.
The Sweeney Spot usually happens at the hour mark, and we were way past that. So,
Gotcha.
one thing I forgot in the pop culture update, and we do have to talk about it, is the show that we reviewed every episode when it was out in the first season. Fallout Season 2 premieres in December this year. Do we know how many episodes in this article, guys? Do we know?
I heard it was going to be 8 to 10, but I'm not sure.
Okay, I'm looking to see
somewhere between 8 to 10
here, but it's already been approved for a season 3, so they must love what they're seeing.
You know what? They might be doing season 2 and season 3 back to back.
Oh man! Wow.
Well, I mean, it's already renewed. They'd be foolish not to.
Yeah, because they already have the sets and everything everywhere for New Vegas and shit. So
it depends if they stay in New Vegas or if they go.
Right. They might go somewhere else. This is
if they go across the country to Boston.
Yeah, and this is why I wanted to talk about it, because what's great about this is they could go wherever they freaking want.
Yeah.
There is nothing, as far as I know, and I'm not talking about mods for the games. I'm talking about canon wise. There is nothing as far as like overseas. Like we don't know if there's vaults anywhere else in the world. We don't know nothing outside of America when it comes to Fallout. So like they could, with this show, because we're never going to get a game in the next 10 years. They still need to do Elder Scrolls 6 first before they do the next Fallout. That'll never happen. So they with this show they could do whatever they want, and that's what's exciting to me is that they could keep going. They could go to Boston, they could rehash that, but honestly, I want to see somewhere new. I want to see them go somewhere else. I want to see spinoffs. I want to see this turn into the Fallout verse.
I want to see them do the Midwest.
Yes.
All I know, and you guys know, I have never played this game. I know about it, but it's another one of those games that I just didn't trip my trigger. Really didn't. But I got to say, the TV show was fun to watch, and Walter Goggins is just something else, man. The Ghoul's my favorite character in this show.
Well, that's the thing about the show, though, is that because the games, they're not really story driven, not really.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
they're basically just open sandboxes. With you have directives and things you could do, and in Fallout 3, you're going after your father, and that's kind of what this one is too. She was looking for her dad. That's basically Fallout 3. Right. New Vegas, you're going after someone that shot you. Fallout 4, you're going after your son.
Fallout,
so I mean,
Fallout 1, you got to get the
he says too soon.
Fallout 1, you got to get it. You got to get a little faucet.
Yeah, get the water chip to fix the
second one. You got to go after a super mutant lord.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean that's the great thing about this show is that they could do whatever they want with it, and they're not going to ruin any like RPG elements or real stories like Last of Us, where they're just doing whatever the fuck they want with it. So it's a real nice, and I'm really hoping that this spawns more because we're not going to get a lot more from the games.
Yeah,
unfortunately for a long time.
What I would love to see them do is do some of the stuff that's Fallout 76 because some of I hate the game to a point, but some of the lore in 76 is awesome with all the cryptids and everything. It's freaking awesome.
I will say this. They've proven that they can actually produce stuff faster than they say.
Yes.
Yeah. Because Fallout, or not Fallout, but Oblivion Remastered wasn't on anybody's radar. We heard rumors about it first last year, and within a year, it's out.
Yeah.
I think they're going to do a remaster
with this new merge. With this new merge of the creation engine with Unreal Engine 5 that they have with Obsidian with this remaster, they've proven that they can actually remake a game from the ground up.
Yeah.
So
Vince has a question for you guys that have played this thing. Have you guys watched Fallout Nuka Break?
It's awesome. It was fan made. It was a fan made.
I don't know what that is.
It's awesome. It's awesome.
You guys, somebody get the link and throw it to Knock backstage so he can check it out.
If it's non-canon, I'm not going to care.
Oh, okay.
It's not.
It's fan made, but it's awesome.
Exactly. I have no desire for fan made.
I do want to say, just like you, Joe, someone who has not actually played the games, but now I'm kind of starting to get into the lore since having watched that first season.
Yeah.
And now I'm just realizing I was getting notifications from a game company that I hadn't been paying attention to until I started watching. I see, something Fallout. They have a whole role-playing game that takes place in this. And so I've come to realize that the lore that has gone into this and the sandbox nature of the game really lends itself to all sorts of stories where you don't have to necessarily use, any particular characters. I mean, yes, there are some establishing characters, the guy who's in charge of Las Vegas and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's a side character, not even like essential.
Yeah,
exactly. So as long as they keep to the background lore, they can do in the foreground anything they want.
Literally, what you're literally saying why we enjoyed the show. You're literally saying exactly why we love the show because that's why this works so well and why they could do whatever they want with Fallout because they could literally come up with whatever they want and it would just be new lore. That's it.
Right.
New lore.
Yeah.
There's another thing, Troy, in one of the games, they actually they give to the Shadow, there's this character in Fallout, and you get to go through this whole storyline, and then they're just paying homage to the Shadow from the 1940s and 50s and stuff. And
wow!
If you ever get some time, look, and I'm actually watching one right now. Look up the lore of the Vaults.
Yeah.
I have.
Okay, yeah.
I take that back. There are other videos that I haven't seen. I just recently saw one that went through the experiments done by all the vaults that had experiments going.
Yeah,
there are some ones in there that they mentioned, but that's always a good watch.
For you guys that do want to check out Nuka Break, there's the link. Vince has got it in the chat. Cool. The hardest working wrench in the business has got it.
Yes, he is.
All right, look, guys.
If you want, real quick, this is real quick.
Yeah,
if you want Fallout lore, what you need to do is look on YouTube for the Storyteller. We lost him a couple of years ago, but he was like the chronicler of lore for Fallout. He was the expert.
I'll check that out.
Okay.
True.
You can also play the games too. That's highly recommended as well.
Yeah.
Right. It would be fun to see the mysterious stranger pop.
Yeah, mysterious stranger.
I would love to see that in the next season.
Fallout 4.
Okay.
Well, that's most of the Fallouts. Actually.
I wouldn't even know who that is, but
basically he has a chance of showing up and one-shotting your enemy.
Oh my God!
Yeah.
There you go. That's what
it's just a random. It's just a random occurrence.
Yes,
it's a completely. They do like a little side thing, and it's like a western. Meow, meow, meow,
Right.
and then he does like a shot, and then and he disappears.
And he just disappears like a fart.
Okay. Well, listen. There's one more thing I wanted to get to before we get out of here tonight, and we're just going to glance over it because I haven't finished it yet. Oh, who is this? Coming in hot.
Got
Mr.
Archer.
Grandson.
Say hi, Archer.
What's up?
Say hi.
What's up, Archer? How you doing? Good to see you, Maniac.
But I do got to get back. I got to get ready for bed.
I know you do, buddy. Take care, Knox. Thank you very much, man. You don't want to see this part anyway because you haven't watched any of the show.
I'll be watching. I'll be watching on YouTube. But
okay, brother.
While I'm getting ready for bed.
Thanks for being here, Big Daddy. I appreciate you.
Take care.
All right. Yeah, I got to say something about this because let me tell you, I was blown away by the last 3 episodes of Andor. Boys and girls, I've said it before and I'll say it again. Andor and Rogue One put the war in Star Wars, man. This stuff is really freaking cool. This season of it, I have, we love to bag on Disney. They screw up half the shit they're in, but every once in a while they do something like Deadpool and Wolverine that really knock it out of the park, right? And when it comes to Star Wars, this is the best Disney Star Wars has done. I loved the first season of this show. I liked it from the beginning. Last time, our guy Troy is our big Star Wars guy on this panel. He's read every piece of lore there is and shit, and Jed's played all the video games. And
stuff.
I've
Knights of the Republic.
Both of them always talk Star Wars. But anyway, last season, he almost gave up on it until about halfway through the season, and then he dug it. That's how I was this season. The first 3 episodes of it, I was like, what am I watching? Rebel Moon, the fucking Disney cut? What the hell is this?
Yes. Actually, if the story seems familiar, that's because they're basically doing Les Mis.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, they're basically doing Les Mis.
That makes sense. It really does. Anyway, look, what's really neat about this season is there's a time jump after each drop. Okay. Each drop is sometimes more than a year apart, but dude, in the last drop they had before it's already ended. They had their last 3 episodes released on Tuesday. And I'm like 1.5 episodes from finishing it. But ever since episode 8, it has been on and popping. All these storylines that half of them we really didn't give a shit about, they all converge, and it is dynamite what they did with it, man. I'm telling you, when Disney screws things up, I'll be the first one to call them out. But when they knock it out of the park, you got to say that too, man. And dude, I'm telling you guys, if you haven't watched any of Andor, I would suggest watching the first season of it, but definitely, it's you're going to suffer through a little bit. Sometimes it's like a slow burn, you find out a bunch of stuff about people you don't even really care about, but all of a sudden, oh yeah, that person does matter now. Wait a minute. Oh shit. This, it's one of those things where you have epiphanies watching the show going, oh my God. And I'm telling you, there is one point in the 8th episode of this show, I'm sitting there watching it, and I could actually hear Darth Vader's theme playing in my head. I was like, this is the fucking Empire. These guys are fucking evil. Yeah. I mean, it was something else, man. It was really great. Have you guys watched any of this? John, have you checked it out yet?
I started to watch it, but I haven't gotten into it yet. I'm going to. It's not that it's not one of those where, oh yeah, I'll get to it eventually. Yeah. I plan on watching it fairly soon. It's just,
you've been busy. I know you've been busy. I just got back from his wedding last month.
Yeah.
So
I just got married. So
Jed, have you checked any of that out?
I have no interest in seeing this.
No interest in it. Yeah. Yes. I understand that completely. Troy, have you checked it out at all?
I did see some of the first season. I just put me off. So.
Right. I got you. Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
So no, I haven't, but just like Das Wolfen was saying, it has been on my radar for a while, planning to. In fact, I do have the Blu-rays for the first season in my Amazon cart. But
cool.
now that I hear that the second season is done, I'm like, they'll probably put out a 2-season pack, so maybe I'll just wait for that.
Right.
But I have been keeping up with the story. Snarky Jay's been doing a great job of doing a breakdown of it. And I literally, just before I came over here, I caught her summation of spoilers and everything. So, I know basically what the story is.
Yeah.
And it kind of gave me chills.
Yeah, dude.
It sounds like the kind of story that we didn't need per se, but they did it well, and it certainly doesn't hurt anything. It only fills in the backstory. We know where it's going because we know where Cassian ends up. But nonetheless, one commenter who was not a big Star Wars fan, just a big media fan and political fan, said this is a great example of how rebellions work and how the politics behind it work.
Yeah, we see every level of it on both sides. We see the inner workings of the Empire and how they're trying to achieve their goals. We see the funding of the rebellion. That's Mon Mothma. That's her character. And we see the guy orchestrating a lot of it. That's the Skarsgård character. And then you've got the guy on the ground, Andor. That's just, you know what? What's really fucked up? It's called Andor, but he's probably the least interesting guy in the whole damn show. It's everybody around him that is awesome. I mean, really.
That's good storytelling.
I'm telling you, he's the focal point, but my gosh, man, the supporting characters are something else in the show. They really are.
I would also say that anyone who is really enjoying Andor, who really enjoyed Rogue One, and if you haven't already, check out the channel Retro Blasting. Did a very, very deep dive on Rogue One. Basically, he did a forensic analysis of all the various trailers that came out, behind the scenes, all this kind of stuff. And he points to what he thinks the movie would have been before Gilroy came along and kind of changed it.
Right.
Found it very interesting. Very good.
Wasn't he Retro Blasting? Wasn't he on your show Friday night? Yeah, he's the Indiana Jones cosplayer, right? He's the guy that does
Indiana Jones, James Bond. Yeah, those are his subjects. But his channel is predominantly toy based. He doesn't usually do those kinds, but when he does a movie analysis, it's university level.
Yep.
There you go.
Vince has got the links for Snarky J and Retro Blasting.
Wow, thank you so much.
That's Vince, man. He is the hardest working dude out there. I'm telling you, he's the greatest.
Tell Snarky J I sent you. Say Last Call with Troy Pacelli sent me, and then she'll go, who?
Well, all right, guys, that is it for our show tonight. I want to thank everybody for being here. Troy, you are our pop-in guest. Why don't you tell everybody what's going on with your channel real quick while I pull up your channel?
So I just last week I started a daily afternoon show, 1 hour, called Liquid Lunch, noon Central. So that'd be 1 o'clock for you guys on the East Coast. And it's a different topic every day. I am open to what you guys think would be a good topic. Just leave it in the comments, and I will definitely consider that. Every Friday night, last call, end of the business day. You get together with your friends, decompress. 9 Central, 10 Eastern on my channel. This week, we will be talking about, for all of you old timers, you'll know what we're talking about, must-see TV. And I'm not talking about that stuff we will talk about that stuff from the 90s, but I'm going back to my childhood, the 70s. That's where it starts. So we'll be doing a lot.
Look who shows up in the chat. There she is. The lovely Netters
I
Network.
love you too,
Good to
my
see you, young
dear
lady.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's what I got going. And boy, I am really, really trying to get my channel to 1750 by this summer before July, with my sights on 2000 by the end of the year. So
you guys go
subscribe if you guys would. I'd super appreciate it.
Thank you for being here, Troy. I appreciate you coming, man. John, anything you want to share before we get out of here?
Well, the links will be up shortly, I'm sure, but I have a Kickstarter for source book for D&D. And you can catch me every week. Well, I've got some books too. Yeah, I forgot about them.
But the big thing you're talking about is this one, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. Let me go. I'm going to have to go to my damn chat to get that because I don't have the link. But keep talking, man.
Yeah,
go.
But and then you can catch me. I don't do my own shows very often, but I'm on Pop Culture Minefield, and you can catch me every Friday night playing Fallout: Tale of Two Wastelands till I finish it. And then I'm not sure what I'm going to do after that, but it'll be fun.
You know it will be, man. Let me see. I want to put the Kickstarter up because that's your newest thing. Hang on. He's got it up here. I just have to find it. There it is. Iron Codex. Yep. Boom. Okay. So he's got this. I called it a compendium the other day. What are these things called, man? It's a source
it's a codex.
For, yeah, it's a codex.
For, yeah, it's basically what it is. It's a over 100 relics and artifacts based on bands and songs of heavy metal.
Yep. That's it, man.
Interesting.
Yes.
And the big draw is it's got stats for 1st and 2nd edition, 3.5 in Pathfinder, and 5th edition.
Oh, very cool.
So it doesn't matter what edition D&D you play, except 4th, because fuck 4th.
This guy at his wedding, Troy, he had Scrabble pieces so you could play Scrabble in the middle of the table. There was a table full of games that you could grab and play. Wow. I mean, yeah, they're all about board games and all kinds of stuff, man. He plays every game possible. It's just ridiculous how many games he plays. But yeah, go help his Kickstarter. If you're into D&D, that's going to be a great addition for sure. And John Schmidt on Amazon. He's got merch. He's got a couple of books out. I've got one. I don't think I've got it within my reach right now, but I've got the Thunder God one. That's for sure. What was it? Thor's something. What was it called? Tomb of Thunder. Tomb of Thunder. That's
Tomb of Thunder. And then the novella that follows Thor after what happens after Tomb of Thunder is called Thunder's Odyssey.
That's it. That's it. Okay. Exactly. So go check his stuff out, guys, and back it. If you are so inclined, back him and get
John does good work, by the way.
Yes, he does. He does great stuff.
So he does.
All right. Next up, we've got to talk about the Pop Culture Archivists, run by my man Jed Reverwolf. What's up, man?
Yeah, I'm trying to get some things put together. Mm-hmm. I'm actually working on both channels at the same time for a first time. So that's the reason why there's been a delay on some things. So, but I do have things coming up to the Archivist. I do have things coming up to the other channel, but please go like, subscribe. If you love anything about any past video games, anime, all the geeky stuff that we love.
And the one thing I always like to point out about Pop Culture Archivists, you're going to see Klobby on this quite a bit.
You'll see Klobby from episode 1, the first episode we did.
Yep, for sure. And his other channel, hang on real quick, I'll show you that one too. It's Jed Reverwolf. That's his, his namesake. Let me see. Let me find it. Boom, there he is. There he is, and throw it up there. That is where he's doing some things too, and like he said, he's got stuff coming out here.
I got stuff. It's taking time to put things together. People are like, dude, okay, and I want to point this out. Thank you, Vince. Appreciate it.
Mm-hmm.
I want to point this out, and R.I.P. Klobby, because we all miss him dearly.
Mm-hmm.
I want to point this out. There's going to be some different things on there. I know a lot of people think but this channel is going to go through a redo too. So we're still going to do Roadhouse, but you're going to see some more positive stuff on this channel because I have too much negative shit on there. Like I have the shows me and Joe did, which aren't negative; they're fun. But yeah, I'm gonna do some stuff. People are like, "Hey, Wait a second. And you may see some other YouTube our friends and family show up on there too. So.
There you go. Sounds good, man.
Yeah.
Well, listen, thank you all for being here. Let me let you guys know what's going on with my channel. Of course, you know you're watching State of the Atmosphere. We do this every Wednesday night at 5:30 p.m. Central Time. It's my pop culture show. It's the one I love doing. I get together and talk to with my friends about everything I dig: movies, TV shows, video games, all that good stuff. So you guys come check it out every Wednesday at 5:30 p.m. Central Time. Next time you'll see me is Friday at 1 p.m. when I do work on my comic book. You can watch me do it live for about an hour right before I go to work on Friday evening. 1 p.m. Central Time, Sketching the Privateer. The story of America's pirate patriot comes to life every Friday at 1 p.m. Central Time. Come check it out.
And if I'm ever up again in the daytime,
you'll stop by, I'm sure.
Yeah.
As John said earlier, go over to Pop Culture Minefield on Fridays and check out Fallout Tale of Two Wastelands as he continues his playthrough of that on Gaming Night with John on Pop Culture Minefield.
I cannot say how it is awesome to see John go through all this, because John loves Fallout as much as I do.
Yeah,
I try to get over there when I can, but then I have real life shit that happens sometimes. So yeah.
Speaking of real life, the brothers hack the Matrix every Sunday at 6 p.m. Central Time. That's me and Highlander. Yeah, Troy, that's my brother right there with the goatee on the left-hand side. He lives in Dallas, Texas, and this is the time we get together every week and talk about the clown show that is 2025 through today's headlines. The brothers hack the Matrix every Sunday evening at 6 p.m. Central Time. And then it's over to Pop Culture Minefield on Monday mornings at 10 a.m. for Military Monday, while we talk about a military movie, and we also draw on our comic books, me and Gary Kissel. So if you didn't see the Rock show, we did this last Monday. Go check it out. We had a lot of fun talking about that one. And I'm not sure what we're doing this week, but it will be another military movie on Military Monday, Pop Culture Minefield, 10 a.m. Central Time. And then at 4 p.m. Central Time, It's Only Talk and Roll comes your way. And I think that Brian is going to be playing a video game this time around. I think he's going to go back to Dungeons and Dragons. Baldur's Gate
and if
3.
he is, I'm coming over there, because I told him if he's like, dude, I want you over here. He had a ball the last time was me, you, and
that's
him.
right. That's right. That 70s Rock Fans channel, 4 p.m. Central Time. It's Only Talk and Roll. And I think the next show after he does a video game is going to be on Rush. He hasn't decided which album yet, but that's his thing. That 70s music, he loves it. So check it out, 4 p.m. Central Time on Monday. And then, of course, on Monday evening at 6:30 p.m. Central Time, shortly after I get off of that 70s Rock Fans channel, it's the continuation of my playthrough of Mass Effect 2. I don't have a thumbnail for this week's episode
and also
yet,
it's Wake Me Up If I Don't Get the fuck up.
Wake Jet Up. It's not the same
that
unless he's trolling me while I have a drink.
Yeah,
but the whole premise here, this show would work on Last Call because it's video games, cocktails, and fails. I have a few drinks while I play a video game and get trolled by my buddies. So come check it out as I continue to play Mass Effect 2. And it's my first playthrough of it. I've never played that game before. So these guys love it, and they wanted me to do it for a long time. And then it's right back around to State of the Atmosphere again on Wednesday. So for myself and the rest of the crew here, I want to thank you for being here. Oh, and don't forget about my brother's album, Sharkin' for Pearls. He put out his fourth album. It's everywhere where you want to check out your music. He's the guitar man in the family there, Troy. If you watch our show on Sunday when we do our headline-based show, he's always got a guitar in his hand plucking away while he's talking.
Yeah, he does.
So, yeah. And also, let's see. Sadly, I missed The Rock and its protagonist, Womack. Yeah, no shit, man. Vince Womack. Look at this. And he also says, cheerio, guys and gals. Stay nerdy, everybody, and have yourself a good night. And you know what I'm going to tell you? I'm going to tell you, be safe out there. And no matter what you do, you guys keep on keeping on. God bless you. Don't forget, boys and girls, whether you like them small, medium, or large, Titty Tuesday continues into Wednesday every week on Joe's Atmospheres channel. You guys have a great night. We'll see you next time.